they did it where he sold a bunch of Bitcoin and made a bunch of money, Pat. Like he got rich overnight.
Oh,
you are
it's kind of like contemporary, I guess.
You are live.
Even though I'm
Yes.
sure
Okay.
even though I'm sure Vince probably said something like, "What the hell is Bitcoin?"
You are live
Okay.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're live.
Okay.
I keep saying it.
What's your point, Norm?
All right. So now the nice thing is that I have the dual monitors.
Chance.
With the dual monitors, I can have the chat on one screen, and I can have you guys up here, and I can put all the video on the other screen too. So this is going to be so much sweeter.
We are becoming
Right.
technically illiterate people.
R.I.P.
Some
New
of us
Jack,
are.
right? R.I.P. Gangsta New Jack.
Ah, yeah, that sucked. That man died.
You've got dual monitors too, Jeremy?
Dude, I have 4 monitors in my desk setup.
Once you start using multiple monitors, you just cannot go back to a single monitor.
No.
I've been using it for years. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten so used to 3 monitors at work. It was like I finally said, I need 2 monitors at home. I just can't deal with that.
Absolutely.
It's nice to have 2 monitors too, right, Pat?
Yes.
Double the port.
But speaking of New Jack, I actually just stumbled on this.
Stacking off to New Jack. Wow. Or one to the other.
No, I'm just saying. I guess on Talking Smack last night, Heyman cut a tribute.
Yes.
He did.
He looked pretty damn emotional, so I would recommend checking that out because he obviously was speaking from the heart. So
He was one hardcore motherfucker. I will say that.
I never really watched. I never got to watch much ECW. When New Jack was there and everything. And when you come right down to it, of course, he wasn't much of a wrestler.
He was just a crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
Legit.
But from like if you saw his Dark Side episode, from last year, the shit that he said in Smoky Mountain, especially.
I watched a promo today where he was like talking about the crackers and stuff in the crowd. And he's like, I stepped on their tobacco juice on my way in.
Yeah,
it's classic shit. It's funny.
Think about it. It's like, Cornette fully knows what his audience is. And so he knows he's got this guy, and all he's got to do is say, go out and piss off white people.
Back then when Jim Cornette knew how to book shit. Way back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to officially open this podcast. This is the second episode of the. Why can't I think? Second episode
CWA.
of the history of the CWA. My mind is going blank. The beer hit me that quick. I was going to
say, don't ever ask me that question when I'm around you, Jeremy.
And to open it. We're going into the history of the CWA now. Like we kind of.
So he's going to show the beginnings of these, right? We have clips of all kinds of cool moves at the beginning of these.
Yes. So I wanted to take this. This is the second disc because I didn't do the first disc because the first disc didn't have seem to have anything that was really that great on it. So I was just like, we'll skip over that.
Okay.
So
yeah,
for all our fans, so for all our fans that are watching, whether it's right now live on YouTube or later on sometime you're catching this, this is the intro to one of the histories of the CWA as we kick off the second part of our tribute to ourselves, so to say, in our wrestling inadequacies and terribleness. I knew Pat. I knew you would. I knew you would appreciate that. Oh, the Dashly brothers beating up the referee in the beginning.
We can't see it, Jeremy.
What do you mean you can't see it?
Now we can.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's a little delayed.
Beating up the ref. We called that move the death blow.
I'm only seeing a still picture.
Yeah,
still seeing a still picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks.
Oh, this is me going through the table?
Yes. Joe already went through the table.
So it's a little delayed. So there's going to evidently be some delay with you guys seeing it on your end.
We already saw this last week.
Well, pooper scoopers, bro.
It's okay to watch it again.
Oh no, this was not the same thing
No,
from
this is
last week.
different.
Yeah, this is the second time they fought. Because there's the chair. He's gonna try and jump off the chair. Oh, he knees him in the nuts with
Yeah.
the trash
Oh yeah,
can
there's a
lady.
legit delay. What the hell?
Yes, there's definitely a huge delay on this one.
Oh, just wait. We make Darth Pat look great as Sin.
Yeah, but we're still watching Gravedigger jump off the chair.
Okay. I'll just not say anything, and you guys can commentate as you guys get it to come through on you.
And Danny's about to super kick, get a fat Matt.
So you saw Sin then?
No, we didn't. It skipped right to this.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let me rewind some then. We got to rewind. I don't want anybody.
It's not as fluent as it was last week for some reason.
Fans, we apologize for the technical difficulties we are experiencing, but if you please bear with us, we promise.
Oh, here we go.
We can't do it better.
Here comes Sin.
I must say that looked really good.
That was Pat's best in-ring move he did in the whole CWA.
Woo!
A double shoulder block. And this one's moving a little bit better now.
I forgot that Matt took a super kick at one point in time.
That one's moving a little bit better now.
Yeah,
I think that might be the end of that.
No, what was that? I saw
that was me
trying to
talking.
cut a promo.
That was
him talking.
I do like all kinds of fill-in stuff, like what we're going to show and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So that was a nice little intro to kind of kick off our, like I said, our second part of CWA history, where we once again talk about ourselves and how awesome we were and how terribly bad we were.
I think we were. If you go to the end of this 3, maybe that's when the Empire is born.
Yes, but first,
I
don't know what else you have from that disc.
Well, this disc,
but
remember,
don't worry, fans. When the Empire was born, there was not a purge of Jedi.
There was a shoe thrown in the ring, though.
Yes, there was a random shoe.
I mean, who throws a shoe? Honestly, but no, there was no purge of Jedi because Jedi are fictional.
Yes.
So okay.
I know. I was shocked too.
So, with that being said, Matt and I, we kind of talked a little bit last week before we went on live last Saturday, and we wanted to throw in the Champs Sports match.
Oh yeah,
because
some of the highlights from that.
Because there was some funny stuff with that I was like, I don't think I want to show this, but I'm like, if somebody does watch it that knows that store, I don't think we could get in trouble because the statute of limitations is long gone. I mean, geez, you haven't been.
That's years ago, bro. No one can fuck.
Dude. A couple things, real quick. I mean, number one, that store does not exist anymore.
Right.
True.
No.
Number two, I was in that mall about a week or so ago, and I don't even remember if anything's in that spot right now because there are so many open spaces in that mall right now, and especially on that end of the mall.
Oh yeah, that's like the death zone.
It's practically a ghost town. Yeah, like there's this like used like record and DVD store that came over from Phillipsburg Mall. They took over the space where Schuylkill Valley Sporting Goods was. I didn't even know Schuylkill Valley Sporting Goods went away. The Foot Locker's gone from across the way there too. And
all right, Jeremy, roll that footage.
So it was just that mall's gonna be dead in a few years.
Who cares about that fucking mall? Roll that footage.
My point is nobody's gonna say, "Oh my god, they filmed this in a store where it doesn't exist anymore."
That mall has the only significance that mall has is that's where I met Joe and that's where I met Pat.
Indeed.
All right, so
this
is the beginning of this match.
I mean, you can.
And you know what? I gotta just a sec. I gotta make sure I got the sound on here.
Yeah.
Oh, and the game.
So we can hear Pat. So we can hear Pat call Cena the Rock like 3 times.
I didn't do that.
The store.
Yeah.
Entering the store.
Chris Jericho.
And once again, this is when. Once again, we're doing a history here. So this is when we were actually still imitating wrestlers out of respect for those wrestlers we love so much. Oh, and by the way, I ran into our ref today. The guy that ref this match, I ran into him today.
Then again, so did his 2 opponents tonight.
You saw Adam today?
Yes, I ran into Adam today.
Where'd you see Adam at?
The park. I took the kids to the park.
We still see Chris Jericho right now.
John Cena.
So this is lagging way too much too.
Hey, could you believe that we got Howard Finkel to ring announce for us?
Nice try, Pat.
Rocking the old school Sean Alexander, Alabama jersey tonight. Coming prepared with the weapons for this hard.
I wonder why this is lagging this time and it was fine last week.
It could be because I have it on full screen.
Competitor in here, this is going to be even more interesting.
Yeah, we haven't even seen me as John Cena yet, Jeremy. I still see Chris Jericho.
No.
What is back to us?
Coming into the store, he is the CWA Hardcore Champion.
Just listening to Pat makes me laugh. I like it.
That was a very good impersonation there, Pat.
I have my talent.
All right, we're ready to get this started. Close quarters,
Yes,
as
you
you
do.
can tell here, fans.
Yes, I think Pat did it all. I think he announced.
Jericho, I thought you told me. Oh, what the?
He ran the camera. I think he did every single thing besides wrestle in this match.
What is going on? Oh my God!
I don't-
This is
No,
crazy already.
somebody else was running the camera.
I
Oh,
don't
really?
ever recall running the camera.
Brett was running the camera.
Oh, okay. Our good friend Brett. Okay. Are you guys? Did it stop lagging now that I took it out of full screen?
Nope,
No.
we're still watching Danny
All
with
right.
Jericho's back to us.
All right,
No,
then I'm
it's
gonna
like
stop the
completely
share for a
froze.
second.
It was like completely frozen there the last
Yes.
time.
Well, I did pause it. it.
Okay, well, it was paused.
All right.
This match was fun as hell, by the way. This match was fantastic. Like the way we I remember that day trying to come up with stuff that we were going to do. All right.
How's that?
Here we go.
This
That
is
worked.
good now.
There we go.
Now
All right.
it's really good, yeah.
We can talk about it now.
All right. So I went full screen again. Does it look? Is it still working okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. I realized what I didn't do right.
There's some really funny stuff on here, guys. So we'll listen to Pat announce and talk about it as it happens. I just watched this like a week ago.
What the? Where did Cena get a cookie sheet? What the heck is a cookie sheet doing in a?
It was in the garbage can I carried in the Pat.
Well, Cena's back on the advantage here. Oh!
Okay, that's the whole point of what the cookie sheet doing in a sporting goods store.
All right, so
Yeah,
I think
true.
Danny right now is putting the arm of the mannequin up.
Yeah, he is. Because my daughter goes, did he just get clotheslined by a mannequin?
That's the best idea we came up with. Hit one free.
Jericho never wants to
Pat
not speak his
multiple
mind.
times was like, I feel sorry for whoever has to clean this store up.
All of us.
What is going on here?
There we go. Oh, God, no.
Oh, what the heck? Who put that mannequin's arm out?
I don't think I've ever seen this match before.
Guys, that was
himself, I don't
Danny's
know.
idea, so Danny gets the credit for that. That was Danny's idea.
Rock going for a pin. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh,
It was such a
This
goofy
is
match.
funny. I love it.
Jericho with the kick out on the Rock. We're seeing a
So
outside of him.
wait till he gets the pacifier that we just found laying on the floor.
Oh,
and
that was-
shoves it in
I'm
Jeremy's
s-
mouth.
Flying shoulder block on the Rock. Cena going those clubbing blows to the back of the head.
Whoops.
I didn't even hit you there. You just.
Jeremy didn't even hit me. Yeah.
Well, we
Phantom
really
punch.
couldn't see the elbow if Jeremy even did, so it's all right.
Oh, Rock down the kendo stick to Cena, bro. Oh!
I took it easy on him.
2 vicious shots to Cena's back. And another to the kidney area. Rock might have some trouble peeing tomorrow. Oh!
Didn't he just say Rock's gonna have trouble
Yeah.
peeing? That's
Into
John
the
Cena.
Rock's head.
He's gonna have trouble peeing tomorrow.
Oh boy.
That's
here
all
we
right.
go.
We've heard JR call somebody the wrong person.
There it is, the pacifier.
My God,
guys, we found that laying in the middle of the store during that work shift that day.
Jericho stomping away at the Rock now. We're fighting on top of the benches. What is this? Oh, a stunner! Oh! My God!
Watch this part. This part's awesome here. This part's great.
Oh my goodness!
You had to clean all that shit up.
Brett Adam.
Shoe this store has ever carried.
No more.
Like I said, oh wait a minute.
No more. Just don't get me.
Wait a minute. Rock's on the way. Oh! Cena threw the cookie. She rock hard, but Cena followed up with a
Oh
kendo
my
stick.
god.
Come to think of it, I have those shorts that I'm wearing in this match too.
What, Joe?
Did the security guard walk by?
He
during
does.
this match
He
at all?
knows though. I had a good relationship with the security guard.
Both on the benches.
That's funny.
Yeah, I remember. I still have those shorts that I'm wearing in this
I
match.
pity whoever has to clean this place up.
I had to buy that Rock. That was Danny's. That one probably hurt a little bit.
Jericho took a running charge at Cena. Cena hip tossed him right into the back of the benches or the top of the benches.
I think you should wear jorts all the time, Matt.
I did. What?
You should wear those all the time. You should wear jorts all the time.
No, I should not. I had to buy that Cena shirt again because I got too much fake blood on it.
Holy crap.
Jeremy's. Look, keep your eye on Jeremy. He's crawling under that clothes rack
You need
there.
to stop. What are you? You know what? I know what
Because Jeremy's going to peek his head up.
This is my favorite part of this match. Like when I do this.
Jericho just
Yeah, that's right.
shoving
We had to
Cena's
stop the
face
camera so I could put the blood on my head.
Yeah.
in the wire rack there.
It wasn't a very good transition there because your legs were in different spots.
We're not very good at this.
Rock has disappeared. I have no idea where he is. Oh,
Here,
Cena
watch
busted
Jeremy's
open. I
head,
just saw him
guys.
busted
Here it
open, fans.
comes.
Jericho's looking around for the Rock. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Fans, did you see that? I saw that. Wait.
This is my favorite part
Oh!
because of Pat.
Goodness! Rock is a
This is when he says, "Don't quit your day job."
Cameraman, come here. The Rock's gonna announce the rest of this. This is what's gonna happen. The Rock's taking out the trash. And the trash is Jericho. And the rest of the Y2 homos. And he's gonna use
Excuse our language, that's
an
inappropriate.
Almost.
There's a single. And a double. And a triple. And let's go for the home run, baby.
Rock, don't quit your day
Now
job.
that's how you announce.
Rock, don't quit your day job. You're much better, beating up people than you are calling the action. Anyway, Jericho's in a bad way here. Rock is really leveled him with a
Jericho. How do you like that?
Oh no, choking with some kind of
How do you like that?
metal pole.
That's.
You smell? Hey, Jericho.
I don't think there's really any much more to this match.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
I mean, there's a table spot at the end. That's like
Interrupts the Rock's catchphrase. Usually, you pay a penalty for doing
that's
that.
the only thing that's
This
really
one was a
is that
rocket.
there's we go through the
I think
table
he's
at
going
the end.
to the service. And Cena with the FU. The FU on Jericho. Rock ended up elbow.
Did we?
Chucked the trash.
Oh no, we did
Cena
not
blocked-
miss the table spot
Trapped
yet.
at the tables.
Jeremy's trapped.
God, I'm getting all worked up here myself. This is too
Danny
much.
actually
You
cut
guys
his
really
finger
have
on
to
the
be there.
ladder, so he's actually
That so-called
bleeding
clown
for
with the
real.
cowboy hat only wishes he could call action like this. What is going on now? Jericho's got Cena down.
Clown with the
Cena's in a
cowboy
bad
hat.
way. Jericho's got Cena's
Oh,
blood all
great.
over him. I really hope Cena's gotten all of his,
So
tests lately. This
all
is-
of these T-shirts were getting shipped out the next
What
day.
is Jericho
So
thinking here?
Yeah, that worked out
Oh,
nicely.
look at this.
Yes, it sure did.
Evil intentions just throwing all these shirts off the table. They were actually neatly placed. It's
this
not
was my
something
first
around in the
table
50s.
spot, so this is significant for me.
Jericho is, like I said,
And watch very
Jericho is
closely
just-
to what the table
he's got
lands,
something
what
bad in
the
mind
table
here.
actually goes through.
What is
Well, yeah, there's
Jericho
boxes underneath there for sure. I'm not.
I was like, when I watched this
Jericho got
back
Cena on the table.
about
Cena's
2 weeks ago,
prone.
I was like, holy
Cena-
shit, there was a lot of boxes under there.
Well, I didn't know what to expect. It wasn't bad at all.
Jericho, I
So
don't
the
think
next
that's
time I
your
take a
own
table
blood.
spot, I'm like, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
What it is.
Me, Danny only weighs a
I'm
buck.
not sure why he's
Whatever.
talking. What is Jericho doing here? Oh my god!
I mean,
You've got to be kidding me. He can't
take
be
a
thinking
take a
this.
stupid bump, you might
Jericho-
break your arm.
Jericho,
Just
come
ask
on,
Chris
Jericho!
Jericho. So
Yeah.
Oh my god! 1, 2, 3. That's it. Jericho.
Adam was a really good
won.
ref.
Jericho has won the hardcore title.
He's won the hardcore title.
It's good stuff.
match
I
was
never
fun.
saw that before.
That match was fun as hell. We did a really good job of making that match, I thought.
So I gotta ask, when I do it full screen like that, does it make a difference on your guys' end or no?
I mean, that one worked that time.
Yeah,
No, I mean like how much you see, like the
No,
size
we
of the
saw
picture.
We saw it. Good.
yeah, I saw everything.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if it makes a difference, like if I go full screen or if I just share like just that little picture.
Oh, that was good. That was good, Jerry.
All right. So that I have to laugh at that. That match just is funny to me. Like
It was fun.
the whole premise of that match and everything like that.
We took a situation and turned it into something really good. I'm really proud of that match because I think that match went really well.
All right.
I did. I definitely did.
It might be the best match. That might be the best match we had where we were mimicking people just because of our circumstances that we made shit work there.
Yeah, very true.
I feel. Did we watch this Chris Jericho Johnny Japan interaction where he's calling him?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can skip
Yeah.
past that. I thought we watched that. I thought we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
that
we
whole
did.
event.
Yeah,
We
why
did
don't
that
I-
whole event, so
I had
we did
that-
critical condition.
Yeah, I had that on there twice. I don't know why. Oh man.
Because now I think we stopped last week. We were kind of showing hardcore Halloween stuff, but we were kind of heading towards Deadly Elimination. But if you want to show the end of the main event from Hardcore Halloween, that's when the Empire was born, and that's when somebody throws a shoe in the ring.
Is that from history from
Yeah,
the second
it's-
disc?
Third. It's probably on the third disc. I'm guessing. I feel like Critical Condition and Extreme Justice was probably on the first disc. So
Okay. So we're talking history best of part 3, right?
yeah, you can show the beginning of that one too, Jeremy. The beginning of part 3 because there's more clips of people doing moves.
Okay, we can do that. Give me 1 sec.
I did on the beginning of disc 5. Pat is doing the Chop of Death. Just so I saw it today.
Sweet.
Yeah. The chop.
He does it to me and Jeremy, so can't wait for that.
All right.
Funny
so-
thing is, Commander of Seas is doing the Nigeria nail, so he's kind of stolen Pat's move now.
the
Mother-
another
You need to copyright that
Nigerian
shit.
nail.
The Nigeria, it's
Oh.
horrible. It's Umaga doing the thumb, basically.
Just a sec. There was one other thing from. Oh no, that's what that. Never mind. I was on the right one. It's always fun when you can't read your own notes. Note reading's tough.
Hooked on phonics worked for me.
No comment.
All right, so here, yes, we have to.
Shush.
Boy,
The
oh
dogs
boy.
are like, "Come on, Jeremy, get your shit together."
I know, really. I got problems.
He's an Eagles fan. We expect it.
Oh, sick. That was a sick burn. All right, so here was the danger zone.
Is this the one where you're wearing the condom hat?
Yes, where I have my
Yes!
beanie on. So
The condom hat.
yeah, he calls it a condom hat. It's a full hunting face mask. Like it's a full.
Oh, okay.
But I have it pulled up like so it's like floppy on the top of my head.
So-
It's kind of funny looking.
Pat actually made a comment last week, and I've kind of watched some more Danger Zones, and I've watched some more stuff. And I do think that Danny was a little bit. He was picking at Pat. I think at times. I think he was like potentially being a dick to Pat at times. So, my guess is it's because you didn't really wrestle Pat. That's my guess, but I don't know the answer to that. But I saw him in another Danger Zone where he's like, "You're supposed to do this, this, and this, and you did not follow what you're supposed to do." And I'm like, okay, are we nitpicking here or what?
So this was the like kind of the final incarnation of my Slim Jim character when I kind of put it all together and who I wanted Slim
And
Jim
turned
to
into
be.
Ghetto Fabulous.
Yes, I went straight hood, as hood as I could be. A white guy that's never lived in the hood. So I went as hood as so I took all the
Jeremy, you were
stereotypical
awesome.
white guy hood stuff and packaged it into one person.
Jeremy, you were so awesome as a manager that a couple of my other friends, when I asked them who their favorite characters were, Slim Jim's name came up.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
80s, 70s, 90s, whatever song this is.
And of course, you always had to put the fly into the danger zone by Kenny
Wow.
Loggins
They
in
play
there.
it for
This was our
long time,
like
just to-
segment.
just
This
to
was our
annoy me.
like Piper's Pit or whatever. So be it.
Thank you. Oh my God. I really need to talk to somebody about the audio equipment around here because I'm about to just.
It's funny. Danny had the skills, like the wrestling ability, and he had the potential to be really, really good on the mic, and be a pro wrestler. But he fell into that category. You never want to say somebody is just too small for wrestling, but Danny really did fall into that category where he was just too small. Like
He had all the pieces.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he might have been able to make a run on the indie circuit, like the low end indie circuit, and have like a, that kind of career, but he was never going to be like, even in the like AWA world, like he would not be able to fit into that world because even those guys are still like, he was, I think, $155 at his highest weight. Like he needed to put on at least 30 pounds. I'd say 30 pounds to be considered like a legitimate wrestler.
So
Because
here's the
at
thing.
least Rey Mysterio was like at his height, he was like 180, 185 and 5'5".
After he roided, yes.
Yeah.
So fans, just so you know, Danny was like 16, 17 when we were doing this stuff. So most of us are in our 30s. Danny was 16 and he was head and shoulders above all of us.
Well,
He-
yeah. That's fine.
Even on the mic, Danny was. Even if Danny he was a dick most of the time. Pat's not wrong that Danny was a dick sometimes, but Danny had charisma.
He was 16.
Yeah,
He had
was 16.
charisma, and he was really. It was natural for him. For like me, I got pretty good on the mic, but it was still sometimes I got like. Danny always seemed like he knew what he was doing. Like he always seemed like he was one step ahead of all the rest of us.
Yeah, he was. Definitely.
All right, let's continue this danger zone.
Right. Anyway, now this Danger Zone segment's very important because it's all about Danny Danger. As you can tell from the last event, I'm on my own now because I don't need those other freaks. I kicked the King in the jaw. I kicked Josh Thor in the jaw. I kicked Marcus Thor in the jaw. And I hope they all went to the dentist and got some Novocaine because I bet teeth are just pouring out of their mouths. I don't need them. As I said before, as I've said to all of you people, I don't need any friends. I don't need any fans. All I need is me. Now that that's over, I'm all nice and relaxed now. Here's my guest at this time, AJ Nitro.
He looks so excited to have you on his show.
Yes, he
I
does.
know.
Forgot to introduce my manager, Slim Jim. Yeah, bitch, because we straight up balling in this place.
Hey, Slim Bimbo.
And I am the new CWA champion. I'm not just AJ Nitro.
And I had to cover up my face. Like, I was like, I gotta do something to cover up my
forget
face.
that on purpose? That's right, tell him, pimp.
Because of me.
Because of you what? I won the belt because of Slim Jim.
Yeah!
He helped me. I'm the mastermind behind the whole plot.
If it wasn't for me, Neil Vlad would have never been turned around in the first place.
What? You took the money, didn't you?
I did take your dirty, filthy
This is also
money,
when
but
Little
that
John
doesn't
was
mean
very
anything,
popular.
Because I could have still won that match.
I'm the champ now. And you know what? I'm still Mr. Money in the Bank, no matter what that idiot Cowboy Walt says. I don't know what he was talking about.
It's great
didn't
when I
have to
make fun
cash
of
that in.
myself,
Slim
isn't it?
Jim's carrying the briefcase for me.
So you're the champ?
Slim's.
I'm the
I
champ.
forgot about that
You know what?
too.
I loved using my
did you
wife's
say?
old field hockey stick. It was great.
Do you have your own show?
Styling and profiling.
You know
all
what? You, with your orange, goofy condom hat, you need to sit down and shut up.
I don't take orders from you. I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to.
He is not a guest on my show. That's why I didn't announce him. Make your little...
I ain't sitting down for this punk.
All right. He's a punk, but just go sit down for me, okay?
All right, for you, buddy,
Let me handle my business.
All right.
Therefore, well, you know what? I can backflip.
Back. That's awesome.
My boy is ballin'. You shut up. All I care about is that I win matches. That's what you're in wrestling for, to win matches.
So silly.
And you know what? My finisher is better than yours. The nitricizer is way better than the Danger Dog. Your finisher was stolen. I created mine.
True.
As long as it gets the job done, that's all that matters.
That's why I kept bringing it up, guys. It was hilarious because I just kept saying my finisher was better than his just to be a dick.
Anyway, look. I don't even know what to say to you anymore. You're a joke. You've turned into this big joke. You first came in with your pink hat, and now look at you. You've become this Victoria's Secret model. Now, I see that before I entered the danger zone, you took care of some business. You stopped hanging out with those losers like I told you to. Well, you know what? Takes care of you. I have.
Jeremy says something really funny at the end. He's like, "We fly on the magic carpet."
And right now, I need you off my show. Okay, champion, right here, AJ Nitro.
We out?
Remember that. Let's go, Jim.
All right, because we flying high on a magic carpet ride.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes I just let anything fly out of my mouth of Slim Jim.
So
As long as it wasn't like super inappropriate.
So me and Jeremy took these announcer characters and turned them into entertainment. That's what we did. Like I'm not even like tooting my own horn. Other people have told me that AJ Nitro and Slim Jim together were absolute entertainment, and we were. So, here we go.
Do you still have that banner or no?
No, I wish I did.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You asked me to get that for you, and I completely forgot. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, here we go. This is Scotty V's interview debut with Hardcore Hansen. You smell hardcore? Sing.
Hardcore.
Pat's in this. Sin's in this too.
Yeah, this is.
He's like, he's like, oh God, why you should this?
So I gotta say, this is by far, like I liked your AJ Nitro character, but this is by far my favorite because you like epitomize like the dumbest wrestler ever, and it's awesome because it's like the complete polar opposite of who you are, and it's funny to me.
Just a dumb
title in a hardcore invitational match.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hardcore Hansen.
Nice to meet you.
Hardcore champion. Ever since I was born, I've told everybody about the 5 senses of hardcore. I smell hardcore and it smells really nice. And I have been known to taste hardcore on occasion. And I touch hardcore every night before I go to bed. This is
touches hard. It gets hardcore in his bed every night.
And don't worry about the rest of that. Tonight, my first title defense of this beautiful belt in a hardcore invitational, which means I'm going to have people coming at me from all sides. Anybody can win this belt for me tonight, too. I don't even know much about any of these people who are in this match tonight. There's this one guy. Number one fact. People coming at me from all.
We got Johnny Japan comes in. This is where this interview gets even funnier.
Except we can't hear now.
Well, I was fast forwarding.
He's fast forwarding
Here we go.
Freaking jock. He's carrying a jockstrap. I don't know.
No.
Sean was goofy as hell.
Certainly no. Can you please hold this for me? Hardcore Hansen.
Hanson?
Hardcore Hansen.
No.
No.
Johnny China.
Nihonjin no Johnny, #1 fan.
Johnny China.
すいません。Slim Jim は #1 English teacher. Teach me English.
Swim Jim.
Slim Jim. Boring.
Whatever. I don't know. This guy's off in left
Fucking
field. He's
love it.
talking about Swim Jim. I don't even know who the hell that is.
I gotta tell you,
Hardcore
they were just
champion,
some
baby.
of,
Hardcore Hori.
some of the things that, like,
I don't think so.
and it's funny because you
There's
can sit
other
down with
people in
with
the
Sean,
match, too,
and he is just this
Brent
goofy
Blade.
without
That
having to
guy
be a
got
character.
lucky
Yeah,
against
he
me
just
at critical
is.
conditions.
I'm not
And
even.
then there's
No offense to all the rest of you guys I'm friends with.
Thor.
Sean is
I
the
don't even
funniest
know.
person I've ever met. Like,
Then-
I don't. The
There's
shit
also
he
this,
comes up with is
Sean is
crazy.
Broke your camera.
is.
Sean is funny
Grave
without trying
diggers
to
in
be
this
funny
match.
because he's just so easygoing, you know.
Grave digger. Grave digger.
You say something,
#1 fan.
you say
Grave
something to
digger.
Sean,
You-
and he's
you
just like,
very,
what can
very
I say?
hard.
Hardcore champion, Hardcore Hanson. Don't forget it.
Smell hardcore.
Smell hardcore.
Very stinky.
You know you
God,
want
he
this.
says that. Very
I'm
stinky.
gonna be the hardcore legend, Johnny China.
No. Johnny Japan. Easy mistake.
Easy mistake. Yes.
Yeah!
This is sick. I gotta go back just a little
You're
bit.
not even in this match. There you go. You're not in this match. Don't be. You're stepping
Look at
on
that
my
getup. That getup is
hardcore
awesome.
Champion. What's your name? Chin. I'm just
That's not very
asking a
nice to make fun of
question.
heavy guys
Chin, right?
that say they have chins.
Right here.
You're appropriate,
Smell
man.
it?
Hardcore.
You should never see John with his freaking
Oh
shovel.
no, he's
I
pointing
know.
a finger.
It would have been awesome if you would have picked his nose.
yes, that was exactly what I was going for.
I know. You were like the only besides Joe's Neo Vlad character. I think you were the only serious character in
Yeah.
CWA.
No, I wasn't playing that comedy bullshit.
Yeah, I couldn't do it either.
Call it what you want, but you do not concern me. Only
That's bullshit, Joe. You were in the Wallies and you acted like an idiot. What are you
You wanna be
talking
in this
about?
match tonight?
Not
I'll
my Neo
sin
Black
on you
character is
all
what I'm
night.
talking about.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
sin 20 times tonight if I have to. Right here.
please,
Oh,
Sit 20
yeah.
times.
man, speak for himself.
On you
This
all
pro-
night.
This promo really wasn't scripted. We just kind of ran with it. So
That's right. He fears no one.
Darth Pat trying not to laugh. Like,
I know. I can see
Like,
it.
I'm just gonna
All right,
smile.
Maybe I fear you. I haven't made my mind up on that one yet. But I'm still the hardcore champion, Hardcore Hanson.
Hardcore Hori.
Maybe
You're
my
an
mind's
idiot.
up.
Johnny China.
Boring.
Pat smiling. How does your brother keep a straight face during this, Jeremy?
I don't know how he did that.
I'm guessing he's looking at all of us and going, God, they're all fucking idiots.
Hardcore champion.
He's like, what did I sign up for? What the fuck am I doing?
What? God damn it! This sucks being Jeremy's brother. How did I get stuck in this?
And you know pride is a deadly.
but you know what? I've talked to him about this. He said he had a lot of fun doing the camera and stuff.
It's always been.
Like, he never wanted to be in
Can
the
I have
ring,
your
but
autograph?
My favorite sin has always
Chin?
been.
I tried,
Did you just call him
Johnny
Chin?
But
Yeah.
yes.
don't lie.
John-
You will have to deal with that when the time comes.
You
Oh
speak
my
so
God.
softly.
I know.
Sean,
Well, I mean, that was the character. It was supposed to
Yeah.
speak
Silent
softer.
Spaghetti.
The problem is though, yeah, is that it doesn't always come off so great when you're watching it back like that.
so Pat kind of touched on this. So we came up with this really great idea when we came up with Clinically Insane. It was this fucking fabulous idea with me and Jeremy and John and Joe. It was like I said, it was the Wyatt family before the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
But then while we did that, then we came up with this idea to put me and Danny and Pat together. So then we're like, fuck, we need another face. So then we had to turn Joe face and like kind of kick him out of Clinically Insane so we could do the Empire, because the Empire was as great as Clinically Insane was. The Empire was even better because it was 3 jackasses being jackasses, basically. So,
Indeed, it was.
And Jeremy,
Clinically Insane was too hokey to be the main heels, you know.
you're right.
Did they do the hokey pokey?
I mean, when we came up with Clinically Insane, I knew Joe was going to be really good. And that's a compliment, Joe. Like, I knew you at that point were good. I wasn't worried about you, but I didn't know what was going to happen with the Dastardly brothers. And that ended up turning into something great. And I didn't know it at first. Like, I wasn't worried about Joe. The first time Joe cut a promo when he's looking at himself in the mirror, talking to the mirror, I'm like, this is fucking great.
I kind of remember that, but I don't at the same time.
No. You, AJ, you did not say this is going to be great. You said this is such good shit. How do you get that in there?
So I knew Joe was on to something. The first time I saw him as Neo Vlad, I wasn't worried about Joe. Like, Joe was fine. He did good throughout as Neo Vlad. I just didn't know what we were going to get out of John, and I didn't know if me and Jeremy were going to click. And then me and Jeremy completely clicked because Jeremy took his character and ran with it. And
yeah, I did.
Because he was, it just started as him like slamming the guy's head and shit, and then he started biting them, and then it turned into Jeremy biting Danny one time, and he was bleeding, and Jeremy looks like he's like eating a meal.
I was hungry, goddammit.
Jeremy's got like blood hanging from his mouth, and he's sitting there like, arr, arr, arr.
I gotta find when did we first debut as Clinically Insane? What was that, Unleash Fury? No,
it was at Extreme Justice.
Okay.
But you showed a picture of that last week,
yes.
So we're okay with that. So
yes, but I gotta take us back a little bit. We're gonna go away from the history for a bit, because I think it's important for as part of the history is to watch the Clinically Insane.
Are we gonna go back and watch the promo in the basement?
Yes, with the rabbits and shit. Oh man, what was that disc? What was that part? What disc was that part of?
Well, that would be the first Extreme Justice, Jeremy. But that was in the pre-show, so you need to go to you probably need to go to disc 1, maybe, of the best of CWA. I didn't do any of the pre-shows. I didn't copy any of the pre-shows, and I lost disc 1 of the CWA, so I don't have that stuff. All right.
Oh my God, what are you thinking?
I know. I think all of Extreme Justice is on the first disc because there was nothing to keep from the other 2 events. So,
hey, my taste buds have come back a little.
Oh, nice, good. So
well, that's good.
Yeah, it still sucks though.
Okay.
I think what are we showing now?
So we got. So we were doing some finishing moves last time. We were showing some finishing moves. So 2 of my moves are actually on here. 2 of my moves as J. One was the J drop, which was my finisher.
Hey, Jay absolutely levels it with the kendo stick. What are you doing here?
I always sold like that. I always hit the mat.
Yeah, flopping like a dead fish.
Yes, I did. That was my signature selling job.
Oh shit!
There's a dead fish in the ring. Get that dead fish out here.
I seem to remember being a little worried about that move at first.
Why? That was Kennedy's move.
No, not that move. Wasn't Kennedy's move.
The J drop. I mean.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I thought that, like, if you guys weren't in sync with moving your body weight, that your head could hit the mat before it was supposed to.
This match was really good. This match me and Jeremy did was a kendo stick challenge. It was originally supposed to be a hair versus hair challenge, and then we changed it. So
yeah. And of course, this is the move that I trying to give me an Alabama slammer.
Jacksonville Jam.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jam.
Well, whatever. It's all
Now Jake's got reverse. Oh my goodness! What a devastating maneuver!
You did that good too, man.
Yeah. Of all the moves that I did do, that one scared me the most because I was afraid about planting my head first and not catching them on the roll.
Yeah.
Because I did that to JMC, who was probably 210, 215 at the time. So he was a pretty heavy, pretty big dude for me to be putting up my shoulders. I didn't put anybody bigger than him up on my shoulders. But yeah. Oh no, I lie. I put EV Pat up on my shoulders for that, and he probably went up to 230.
Conveniently, JMC's right there as the ref, Jeremy.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, nobody put me up on their shoulders.
Okay.
Nobody was going to. I don't even think if you would have if we would have said, "Hey, dude, we're going to do this and you're going to go by," you would probably been like, "No, you're not." Not happening.
Hey, Pat, we're going to do the doomsday device to you, okay?
I definitely would have said, no, I want to.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, first of all, I probably would have said, dude, have you looked at me lately? I mean,
but that's when
I know you've got some strength, but I don't think you've got that much strength.
Yeah, but this is, you were also like, I know you've always been a bigger guy than the rest of us there, Darth Pat, but you also were a lot trimmer there than you are now.
I'm definitely heavier now than I was then. I mean,
so
Jeremy,
I think you were probably going 275 there, maybe 3.
No, I was definitely more than that, but I couldn't tell you for sure because I also wasn't exactly regularly weighing myself then because I was in one of those things. I don't want to know.
Jeremy, go to the beginning of disc 3 and show like the moves, like show the beginning of disc 3 of the Best of CWA. Show the beginning where the.
Oh, did I not do that? No, I didn't.
You only did disc 2 so far.
Okay, I thought I did.
Or no, I think you did do. That's right, you did do 3 because you showed Pat doing the.
Yes.
So you can do disc 4. You can do the beginning of disc 4 if you would like.
Which that is what we are actually moving on. We're moving on to the history of CWA Part 4.
So go ahead and show the beginning of that one.
Yes.
Disc 4. Part 2. I don't remember us doing parkour.
We could do some parkour. That would be fun. I'd love to be able to walk up walls.
Your dad told me he likes hardcore.
Ew. Gross.
He did, Pat. What are you rolling your eyes at me for? He told me that day in Champs one day.
Oh, you're talking about, I was like,
no, he likes legit hardcore.
Yes, he does.
I was thinking you meant recently. I'm like, what the fuck did you talk about dad recently?
That was the most awkward conversation I've ever had, Pat, with your dad that day.
Well, he specializes.
Wow. I wish I would have had that conversation with your dad, Pat. We would have hit it off. Yeah, I mean, I'm full-fledged.
All right, what do we have here? We have Danny doing the acid drop, probably.
Kicking you in the balls there right before.
Okay. We have the Wallies just beating the shit, throwing everybody in the corner and jumping on everybody.
I was a spirit squatter in this one.
Yes.
Yeah, it was you and Pat.
Oh yes. Oh, we're gonna show that. We're gonna show that lovely
promo when you're with Pat. Sweet.
Yes, and the Wallies come in and everybody.
Look at me just chilling in the corner.
Look at this, guys. This is the best elimination in a battle royal ever. Look at Sean.
It just falls out the ring. And now his hair just looks like that. It doesn't.
I know. Right.
This is Danny's.
I can't talk.
This is Danny's signature move. He did this move in every fucking match he was in.
Yes, he did.
Loves doing that move.
But it's cool.
Here comes a double choke slam.
I'll tell you, and you know what? Something so simple as that, like getting a choke slam. The hardest part of that is trying to lay your body out flat so the person that's giving the choke slam looks good. It's actually harder to lay out than most people think because it's not natural.
I changed my shirt on every. I changed my shirt on every disc. So
I think you should change your shirt now. There, sexy beast.
probably not.
Probably. So let's see. Let me go to our time checker here. Oop, too far.
Oh,
Yep.
Here we go. This is Josh Thor's mama.
Yes.
Speaking of table spots, that table that I had that had signed and whatnot, I still have that.
So do I.
Nice.
That
I have
piece
the
of
table the first table that me and Danny went through. He signed a piece of it. I still have it.
So let me turn back on the sound because you need
This
sound
is
for
where-
this.
We're like, no, who's babysitting Slim Jim?
Where the hell is Slim Jim? Have you seen him?
I thought Danny was babysitting him.
Babysitting. I don't babysit.
But yeah! Peanut brother there he is! What up, baby?
Oh my god.
If you think I'm sitting down for you again, you punk ass sucker, I ain't doing it. It ain't happening.
Listen,
I ain't sitting down for you.
Did you hear what I said though in the beginning? I just realized what I said. Can a player get a table dance?
Well, that was a prelude to where we were going in this promo.
Oh man, it's awesome.
Jeremy speaketh Ebonics.
So we never scripted. As much as I love to script stuff, we never scripted these Empire promos. We just kind of knew what the topic was and we took it and ran with it. So I never knew exactly what was going to happen. So I had no idea we were going to talk about going to see Josh Thor's mama at the strip club in this promo. So let it run,
man.
Jeremy.
Listen, you owe me. Shut up. You are going. This man is my brother. You ain't taking me.
all right, guys, quit playing games. Listen, you are going to not sit
I will
down in that
pig slap
chair
you.
because you're my new homie. Right?
All
Is that
right,
how it goes?
brother.
Is that how the racial term goes, homie?
You're my new homie.
What the
So here we
fuck
are,
did
my
you
guests,
say?
the Empire champions, the greatest.
Yours is coming.
Is mine coming?
It's coming
How's it coming?
someday.
We're gonna
Now you retire because now you're
Someday.
Pimplicious babes.
Pimplicious.
Pimplicious.
Pimplelicious?
Not pimplelicious. Pimplelicious.
Oh, okay.
At Hardcore Halloween, you did it. I told you if you listened to my advice, we would take care of you. Look at that. Look at that. X Factor champion. CWA champion. That's right, baby. I'm the CWA champion.
What reminds me, this is something that the Thors could never do. That's why I broke both of their jaws, and now they need whatever they need.
And Neo crap.
Which
I'm tired of him too, you know?
Yeah, I'm a little tired.
You did it though. You made the right decision, and you know what? I don't ever let those things go unnoticed. I got a little
Rewards.
present for you.
Always rewards. Wait.
I don't need this money in the bank briefcase
gold?
anymore.
No.
I got the title.
No, I can't accept this.
My big gold
Yeah.
Oh,
dollar
just
sign
take it.
chain.
Yeah,
Yes.
take it. Never mind.
I don't even remember where I got that from.
I thought that you had the other thing in there.
What's in
I do. Open
Why?
that bad boy up, man. I got something else in there. You can have the briefcase.
I'm glad you actually have what's in the briefcase still.
Let me hold
I
it.
I'm
still
glad
do.
you have that.
It's not opening. Oh, there it is. What?
In the
Except it just
CWA,
froze.
when you're as great as AJ
There, I paused it now. And now I'll pause.
Nitro, you get your own action figure. The first ever CWA action figure, AJ Nitro.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
real
welcome,
quick.
by the way.
I know. That was the best birthday present I ever got.
You put some serious time into that goddamn action figure.
What action figure did you actually use? Like what character?
The Basham. They said they used one of the Bashams.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the easiest one because they were bald.
I mean, it's easy to do that too because nobody gave a fuck about the Bashams.
Yeah, that's early too. But no,
I still
yeah,
have it. It's like I said, I'm 45 years old, and that's the best birthday present I ever got.
Nicole, he's not saying that about any of your gifts. He just
She knows.
Now,
No,
looking at
Nicole,
the
he
back
really
here,
means that.
and they have figures for Josh Boring and Neo Crap and
Johnny with one N.
Japan.
Johnny with one
They
hand.
should have a figure for
Johnny with
X.
one
Seriously, X Factor
Where is
champion.
my action figure?
And they should have a figure for the greatest manager in the CWA, Slim Jim.
And you know what, Danny? You work
Because-
hard and following you work
Because-
hard and following my footsteps, and one day you're gonna get your own action figure.
But you always gotta walk 10 steps behind me, baby. Because
We'll just see
what
what
Because-
we'll see who gets the next action.
Because great managers always wear ski masks over their face.
What a nice
That's right.
I know, right?
Hardcore Halloween was great. The Empire was born. I thought I took care of Josh Thor, your old. I don't even want to
Buddy,
say. I won't even
friend,
say
Josh
buddy.
Boring.
I don't want to say buddy, but you know what? The executives have said that he wants another match with me at Deadly Elimination. I
But
don't
you're
know
not
what to do.
professional enough. You're not professional enough to get into a match with him.
I thought
Inside joke.
So, little backstory on that. When we started doing this whole wrestling and the young guys came in because they, you know, were training and all that stuff and said, yeah, sure, we'll join, we'll help you guys out, do some stuff. One of the things that Josh, who is now still wrestling, as we mentioned last week, wrestling for Chikara, not sure if that's still going on, but hopefully it is, and hopefully he still gets to wrestle for him because it's pretty cool.
He wrestles for other places too.
But he had said that Ass, who was actually professionally trained as a wrestler, was not professional enough. So, which was really, really funny because like Ass really was, as I said, professionally trained. Like he did go through training, like he had training, and now he's actually a referee for some minor promotions. So
Let it keep going because Josh botches. When Pat was doing the Famouser or Fame-Acer to him, one like Josh botched it and turned the wrong way, and I think they say something about that coming up
as
here.
a professional, but apparently I'm not. And you know what might have to happen since it's for an X Factor title and it's my choice on the match? I think I may have a handicap match.
gonna bring the pain.
Yeah, just surprises are
Handicap
coming all
match.
to me.
Has that a possibility for Deadly Elimination?
sounds great.
We'll have some sort of plan up for Josh Thor. I
Make
think.
sure that title stays in the Empire. Hopefully he doesn't slip out of your move this time, you know, because it kind of looked
Yeah.
good.
Slips out of your move,
But
nice.
speaking of that, if you weren't in the match, I think I'd go to sleep because all of his matches have been, well,
Just boring.
yeah. You don't even have to take
Really?
sleeping pills.
I mean,
No style.
The Thor,
No style.
Thor arm. What the hell is that? It's like he read off the back of a baking soda box or something like that.
Baking soda. I like that.
You like that?
You know what?
I'm tired of this.
Oh man.
Wait a minute.
Wait a
Come on,
minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, Josh's
Can
mom
we
was
go to
on
the
until
strip club?
10:30 anyways, so we gotta go 45 minutes.
Let me tell you, she does something for $1. $1 makes $1.
Man, she charges you $1?
I don't know if she should stay or should she go. All right. We're gonna go to the strip club. Just chill out, Slim.
Oh,
all right.
man.
I got some wood ready. I got some wood ready.
At home, you know what? At Deadly Elimination,
I forgot I said that.
I think I'm gonna give Neo Crap another chance. I one more chance. Well, hopefully you can do what I couldn't. One more chance, and you know what?
Oh my God.
I'm trim. I'm fit now. I think I'm gonna Iron Man match. Iron Man match.
I'm gonna do an Iron Man match.
Just wait till you see
You
the
do
regiment.
You do look slimmer. Slim's gonna train me, and you know Slim, he's on the take, so he can give me whatever I need. And you know my buddy Barry Bonds, you know he'll hook me up too. So
My buddy Barry
Like Big
Bonds.
Bubba Pump says, I got the hookup.
so Neo Crap at Deadly Elimination, Iron Man match. I'm gonna put that title on the line against you. And apparently, he's gonna take care of Josh Boring again. Maybe Danny Danger's gonna get his chance to make sure we keep that in. Slim, we might even find something for you to do at Deadly Elimination.
Hey, I got my eye on the prize, baby.
Hey, I don't think Josh's mom's on the card, so you might have a match with her. We might not be able to show that one on television.
Behind closed doors match. Yeah.
Might be a little too hardcore.
That's right.
All right, guys. Strip club. Give me my title.
That's right, baby.
Danger.
I'm gonna close down the show.
All right, Danger.
I'll see you. They're gonna go to the strip club to see Josh's mom. And I'm gonna probably go with them. I don't know, I might get sick. But play that music again as the biggest thing to see.
Oh my God.
I said it was just us acting like a bunch of jackasses. That's 100% what the Empire was. A bunch of asses acting like jackasses.
So, real quick, because we're talking about Josh and Shakara and everything. So I did not realize that Josh wrestled under the name Oleg the Usurper.
Yeah.
I did not know that, so that's kind of interesting. Did you also know that Shakara actually closed?
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
Damn.
it did.
According to Wikipedia, the promotion closed in June
Josh,
2020 after several allegations of abuse, misconduct, and sexual assault harassment were made against the promotion and the head trainer Mike Quackenbush as part of the Speaking Out movement. So, yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, Josh was wrestling for, I don't know if it's the same place as JMC did, but there was a promotion in New Jersey and another promotion, I think, somewhere in upstate PA. I don't remember the names, but yeah, that was Josh's thing. His thing was the onion too. He eats raw onions. Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds terrible.
So you guys brought Josh up, so I'm going to when I started watching this stuff, as much as I love the CWA, it dredged up some stuff, especially with Josh.
Okay.
So I remember right before we did the 7th event, he had quit. And I got him back. But I'm pretty sure that the guy on the end there, Pat, told me not to bring him back. And I should have listened to Pat in hindsight. Because I personally think that Josh was a dick. Like, I think he was a dick. So I have no problem saying it. I think he was a dick. And I think he stirred up some stuff, especially at the end. He stirred up some stuff where, like, Joe and you guys were, like, kind of doing things behind my back and not telling me what you were doing. And I think Josh was part of that. So Pat was actually right. I think that in hindsight, looking back, I wish I had let Josh go.
That's like me.
No, because I'm honestly not remembering this. That's all. I'm not sure you're talking about other Pat. That's why I'm just.
No, I'm talking about you, Pat. You definitely told me that you don't know if that was a good idea, because you definitely weren't necessarily a fan of his at some point. I felt like you were like, I don't know if I trust him, or I don't know if he's that. Danny and Josh were both dicks. They were both arrogant, but I just always thought Danny was in a different place with me, at least, than Josh was, because I was such good friends with Danny. I don't think he had the same approach to stuff as maybe Josh did. So yeah. I just, like I said, it doesn't matter. It happened the way it did, but I do remember when he quit, I was one of the people trying to get him back. And I don't know if that, I mean, him and Joe ended up having a really good match at the last event we did. But I just remember at that last event, it was like you guys all were like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're not going to tell Matt. And it kind of got into that point where I was very upset. I remember when we did the last event, because I felt like you guys were kind of going behind my back.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember stuff like that, because everybody was like, oh, it's the last one, I want to do what I want to do, and shit like that. And I was just, at that point, I think I was mentally done with everything. So
you were, Pat. You were actually the one person that kind of didn't do that. Like, you were like the one person that.
I think I was basically the old, like, all right, let's just get the match in the ring, and kind of thing. Like, no, seriously, it's like, okay, like, we know this is going to be the last one. Let's just do it and just do it. But yeah, the biggest problem I remember having with Josh, other than just like his general attitude, because he was how old at the time and everything. But do you remember like there was some guy on YouTube who like saw clips of like Josh's matches on YouTube and like was like making fun of him and stuff?
Yes, I do remember that.
Because of because like making fun of man boobs and shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and like this was like an African American guy who, remember, I don't even know what the hell this thing was, and he was like in like Florida or some shit. That was like he was never gonna see Josh in any capacity, and he had some like ridiculously huge title belts, if you remember.
Yes. I do remember that.
And then you remember Josh did like a response video on YouTube where he had a banana in his mouth and he said something like, keep your name out of, keep my name out of your mouth. And I just remember going, because,
I don't remember that, but I can just imagine.
I didn't remember it until Pat started talking about it.
Yeah. It was like, again, it's because the guy who he's trying to get back is African American, and he's doing this whole thing with a banana as a prop. I mean, and so it's like, oh my God. I remember saying to him, I'm like, dude, you want to get back at him, it's like, don't do it that way, And I remember him just kind of going like, well, what's the big deal? And I'm like, you don't get that that's racial.
Yeah.
And I think
you're taking a lot of different wrong ways.
I think he just tried to kind of like wave me off and be like, oh, dude, dude, please don't do that again. I said, especially if you're going to be doing stuff with us. I mean, I don't want any kind of like stupid heat, to get that. So we're doing this for fun. I mean, whatever you're doing for real, do it for real and everything. But please, just don't be stupid.
And I don't ever want to like discount the fact that he helped us, because he did. We had success and stuff went well because of him, because of Danny, because of Marcus, because of John, even because of JMC. He was friends with him. So those guys all came in and we did good because of him. But he was snarky and I'm a dick. So usually a dick knows a dick, and I could tell that he was a dick. And I know that now.
Whole lot of dick flying around here.
So that's fine that he was successful and stuff, but I personally find amusement in the fact that when I asked my friends that watched the whole CWA, I said, who is the best characters? Who is good at this? Josh's name never came up from anybody. Nobody ever once said anything about Josh. They said Danny was great. Clinically Insane was great. AJ Nitro was great. The Wallies. Nobody ever said anything about Josh except for my brother Ned said that he thought Josh was a dick. So
his character was a little boring in a lot of ways, and that's because he was trying to do basically like the straight superhero babyface role, which is a role that's increasingly difficult to pull off in the 21st century and everything.
Until the end, where he changed it up with the jacket and stuff, leather jacket and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Listen, there was a lot of jockeying going on at the last one.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a lot of jockeying going on, and there was a lot of jockeying of making changes and this, that, and the next thing. That's a whole.
So I mean, as far as like anything getting done behind your back, I'm sure some of it might have been intentional because some people didn't want your input on how to handle said situation because it was the last one and wasn't going to lead into anything else. But some of it was just conversations between people. Like I can't remember all that stuff that happened, but some of it might, like I said, some of it probably was because of maybe the people involved, and some of it was just people talking about how they want to do their match and didn't feel it was necessary to have to involve you in how that goes because it didn't lead into like your match or anything, like didn't have any consequences on your upcoming match in that pay-per-view,
And you're not wrong, but here's the thing, and this is what it ultimately comes down to, and I don't care if you guys agree with me or not. Nobody was getting paid. I put more time and I put more money into that than anybody did by far. It's not even close, guys. So I understand that maybe you didn't like some of my decisions sometimes, but we kind of had about 6 or 7 of us that were kind of the brain trust, and we kind of all made ideas. And my ideas were what we picked sometimes, but they weren't always my ideas. Sometimes it was your idea, Jeremy. Sometimes it was Pat's idea. So when we got to the end of that one, I know why some of the things happened because they were shoring up storylines. And I'm not saying that some of the things that happened weren't right, but you guys still were doing it without telling me. And I did feel like I remember that day. I remember it felt like you guys were like kicking me in the dick, essentially. Like it felt like that day, oh, look, they're just being dicks today. And Pat, even Pat, who was the one person that kind of was always on my side through all of that. I even remember Pat telling me that day, what the fuck is going on here? So
me, Pat, or
yes,
other Pat?
you, Pat. So
Yeah, you see, because I mean, my memory could be wrong on this, but I seem to remember that I was kind of aware that there were some things going on that you didn't know about, and I think I was like trying to figure out whether or not I should tell you or not, and I think I erred on the side of, well, if it doesn't directly impact him, let those guys just go out and do what they're going to do, because otherwise it's just going to cause an argument. And I was just like, let's just get through it, kind of, But I remember a lot of it bothering me because I think I did take the general attitude of what you just said. You were the one putting your money into it, basically. Like, we chipped in, a little here and there and everything, but it's like, yeah, you were the one who was mostly spending money on this shit. So it was like, that was the attitude I was taking. It's like, he's the one who's doing, the main stuff of it and everything, and he's the one who's had issues because of that. And dude, just go along with what he's saying, so.
And like Danny, I even remember Danny, like, I think Danny didn't like, I was afraid Danny was going to get caught up into it, but I think Josh and them, I don't think they wanted to tell Danny anything because they were afraid he was going to tell me, because me and Danny were really close then. So I don't think Danny even knew about a lot of it because for that reason. So
yeah,
Danny knew some of it.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember that day that well. My memory is pretty shitty when it comes to certain things, but
well, I mean, I'll tell you how good my memory is about that. What year was that show again? I'm serious. I don't remember what year.
I don't know.
Well,
they've all kind of blended together for me in so many ways.
That Jeremy, you were kind of like with me and Pat on most of that until that day, and then you decided to change your match that day, I think. So,
what was my match? Was that Jay? Was that me, Marcus, and
yeah? But you were just supposed to fight JMC that day, and then you decided to throw Marcus and Rob into it. And that was, I did not know you were doing that day. So,
well, you guys pulled one over on me that day too.
Well,
oh yeah,
but you knew that was coming.
You gave me a title.
Yes, you're right. We did.
I forget. Did you cry then too?
No, I tried to act like I didn't care. I didn't care because I figured like the character of Sin wouldn't care about winning titles and everything.
And Pat did tell us not to give him a belt. Like, he told me more than once not to give him a belt. So we did surprise Pat that day. And look, when Mikey Mayhem eliminated himself, Pat won.
Yeah, and I did kind of look at him as like, oh my God, you bastards. You made me win a title. How dare you?
So my brother had joined us just to kind of move on, and
that's fine.
That. And he was talking when we were talking about the promo, and where you guys were wondering how he did not laugh. He said it was very hard not to laugh during that promo.
I'm glad he remembers that though, because like I said, I can't remember. I didn't remember I was in that promo.
Yeah. Well, he joined us on YouTube. My brother actually was here last week watching too, and he's joined us again. I don't know if he's still on, but he joined us last week. So
that's all right. This is you know what? I'm actually going to give your brother a shout out. We're going to give Brett. We're going to give Adam. We're going to give Fat Matt. We're going to give Paul. We're going to give anybody that helped behind the scenes. We're going to give them all a shout out for all the help they did, because some of them, wrestling wasn't for them. So we found other ways to utilize Adam and Brett and Fat Matt and whoever else, Paul. Adam was how many times is Adam a ref?
Oh,
like every other match.
Yes, I couldn't count the number of times that he was a ref.
Brett doesn't even like wrestling, but Brett just did it because he was friends with me, and I asked him, "Hey, Brett, can you go do this with us?" And I think Adam was there, so he was like, "Okay, I'll go."
Funny, because he ran the music a lot of the times.
Yes. Here's a funny story real quick that my brother Ned. I was talking to Ned the other day. So
Rugged Ronnie Garvin, you mean?
Yes, Rugged Ronnie Garvin and Big Papa Dump.
Oh man.
So I asked Ned. I said, "Hey Ned, what do you remember from your one time going there?" I'm like, "I'm pretty sure you told me you didn't like Josh," and he's like, "No, I didn't." But the story he told me, and I know this story because I was kind of in the vicinity when it happened. I remember Ned telling Mike Dawson, leave Adam alone, because even if he was gay, he wouldn't be interested in you. Because Mike would not leave Adam alone. Mike was just learning of Danny. So at that point, Adam and Joe and Matt Blackton were kind of Mike's first guys that he kind of like really paid attention to. And then Danny came along, and everything changed when Danny came along.
I used to pick on Mike. I'm like, Mike, what? You're trying to go younger? You don't like me anymore? I'm not attracted to you anymore? It's the fuck with him all the time. Like, I feel offended right now. I feel offended. You don't like me anymore.
I gotta say, why am I not surprised to hear that Mike had the eye for Matt Blackton?
So I have to laugh. Like, so I remember there was only one time that Mike ever bothered me, because he used to always say like and this is not to be offensive in any way.
He said inappropriate stuff.
Very
sometimes.
Inappropriate homosexual stuff. Like always like anything he could throw out there that would try and gross a straight man out with a homosexual, and it was always being thrown out there.
It did work with me, but it was awesome. I'm like saying shit.
I mean, when you come right down to it, what Mike was as a character would be like the homosexual version of Joel Gert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But he only actually offended me one time, and that was because he kind of personally attacked me. I think I had on a flannel shirt because it was like freaking winter time, and I have those pattern shirts, like the flannel patterns. I guess you would call them plaid. Those plaid patterns.
Ooh, I remember what you're talking about here. I remember the incident.
And I'm going to use an expletive here. That fucker thought because I had on a freaking plaid style shirt, he's like, "You're a freaking redneck hillbilly." I'm like, "What?"
You lost it, and I seem to remember. Yeah, that it was like it got pin drop quiet.
Hang on a second,
because we were all kind of like, dude, did that just happen? Like the tension was just like extreme all of a sudden. So
Mike was an acquired taste,
and
personality wise,
right? And
he never bothered me.
Never. And I just don't I don't remember how long I had been, like if that was my first time meeting him, or like I don't remember how many times I had met him.
It had built up. This was not like the first time or the second time or the third time. This was like we were far into it and everything. And like Mike's biggest problem is also what my biggest problem is a lot of times is that I don't know when the hell to shut the fuck up. But Mike's thing is like Mike would always make comments about things that he didn't really know about. Like if we would start talking about like regular sports, which Mike does not watch.
Yeah.
He would just always want to make some like clever little remark and everything, and would never really contribute anything to the conversation. Would more times than not be annoying more than anything else. So I think you had just gotten sick of like his little drop-ins and comments and everything, and you just basically you pretty much I don't remember what the exact wordage was, but it was more or less, dude, just shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably threatened to beat the shit out of him. I'm sure.
I don't remember for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me.
when we played beer pong, when we did that beer pong tournament in my house that one night, he was hitting on Adam again that night, and Brett was like, "Shut the fuck up, or I'm going to kick your ass."
That I don't remember.
Yes, I remember that.
I mean,
all right, let's get back to some wrestling here.
Yeah.
Let's get back to some.
So yes, we had some interesting friends amongst our circle that we didn't always agree with.
This looks like the Iron Man match.
Yes, this is, but we wanted to highlight AJ's stolen finisher, as it was mentioned by Danny
Damn
Danger.
Skippy. That's why I kept harping on it. I knew it was stolen.
Oh, yes. Oh, shit, look at that.
It did have a cool name, though. You guys can't deny it. It's a pretty cool name for it.
9 minutes remaining. Looks like Neil Vlad and AJ.
But that was the Iron Man match. 9 minutes remaining, which I think you say was actually like 29 minutes and 30 seconds.
I actually, unlike Hardcore Halloween, where Joe could not pick me up in the torture rack, we actually got it correct in this match. He actually does it right.
Yeah, we did.
It was earlier. It was earlier, but Joe definitely torture racks me in this match. So I was proud of myself.
Let's be honest though here. The torture rack is not an easy move to.
I know, but the first time we tried to do it, I did not help Joe. I am 100% guilty. I own it. That it was my fault.
And those
So-
damn windbreaker
I'm
pants
just
too
saying,
didn't help either.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general, it's not an easy move to fall through, and also because it's just not a comfortable move. I mean, you can tell just by looking.
I'm
at
like,
it, yeah.
when he has me and I'm like sitting up there flailing my arms.
Well,
There's a
I
part.
mean-
There's a part before he puts me in the torture rack where he body slams me, where my wife was like, "Jesus, I can't believe he picked you up." I'm like, I wasn't that fat then.
Yeah, I'm only fat now, fucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Back then I was like,
This is when I was working out every day and playing basketball and running.
I mean, seriously, back then I was running every day. So like I was legitimately running. So like when I'm talking about like actually thinking I'm in shape for the Ironman match, I kind of thought I was, but wrestling shape and any other kind of shape are not the same things.
No, definitely not.
No, I mean,
So speaking of the torture rack,
There we go.
He is kind of like Jesus. At least I usually say that when he's around.
I
fix
fixed
your
my
shirt.
shirt when I was
I love the
running.
headbutts.
Anyway,
Yeah, I love
Neil
the
Black
headbutts.
was
Me and
headbutts on AJ
Joe, we had some
Nitro,
headbutts in this match where he
it looks like that took a little
so
bit out of him as well.
the headbutt always looks nasty, but doesn't really hurt.
What is he doing?
There it is. Look at
Looks like
that.
he's putting him in a torture rack.
Wait till the arms start flat. I'm sure that I'm screaming.
You bastard!
Is AJ
I want to ride.
He's giving up. Danny, you are so lazy.
It looked like AJ was giving up, but the ref
And
said,
Joe's
no,
not
you're
sure how to put him down. He's like,
I was supposed to go by the ropes. I think that was the intent.
You still have to break the hold when you get to
just a
the
sec.
ropes.
I think it's that knee gave out a little bit. That was it.
Joe, if I would have been you, I would have just dropped him on his face.
Thanks, Jeremy.
This is for fucking it up the first time.
Oh, don't worry,
Push him
guys.
off and let him fall on his back.
When there's like
here's your receipt, motherfucker.
when there's probably like a minute and a half left in the match. He tries to Vladimir me. I'm like, no, can do, motherfucker. That's not happening. And he puts me down. And he's like, fuck, what the fuck, or whatever he says.
I had no idea what was going on.
We were not where we were supposed to be. The time got screwed up. Fat Matt actually cut 2 minutes off this match. So actually it's like 28 minutes, not 30 minutes. So
Hey, but hey, you got to admit one thing here. You got to admit one thing there. Joe's hair was fantastic.
yes, it was.
It was. Joe had very fancy hair.
I loved my hair. I should have never cut it
Joe-
off, but I did.
There were a
I'm
couple
growing it back though. Fuck it.
there were a couple of like people, there were just combinations in the CWA that worked. Joe and Danny worked. I tried to put the two of them together every chance I could get because they had chemistry. I worked with Jeremy. I worked with Danny. Me and Joe, it was kind of hit or miss with me and Joe. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So, and it's because Joe liked to call everything on the fly and I like to script everything. So when you get into that, it's like back and forth. It's not, Joe wasn't wrong, I wasn't wrong. It just, it was hard for us sometimes, I think. So.
Yeah, Matt was the macho man. Looking every little thing.
That's right.
160 moves.
Jeremy kind of,
Step one, lock up.
maybe by the end, Jeremy was okay with calling it on the fly, but for a long time, Jeremy was good with scripting. So,
Yes,
and Danny,
it definitely helped in the beginning.
Danny didn't care. Danny didn't care if we scripted. He didn't give a shit. It depended on the person. I think Danny probably liked it better with Joe because I think he liked it better calling it on the fly because every time we put Danny in a promo, we had to memorize shit. We had to do 8 takes usually. So,
Yeah, well, for my matches, I'm pretty sure we just said, okay, we're gonna do like these like X number of spots, but we didn't do it like step by step because I wanted to remember to, it's not that I have a bad memory or anything, but it's just like, something's just going to happen. You're just going to mix up a spot here or there. I'm like, let's just remember, okay, we want to do this spot, and just get from point A to point B.
here's it looks like we're about to see Slim Jim helping me.
With my condom hat on, evidently.
Yes.
Well, better than the entire theater.
Hello.
Oh, he spit something into your lad's eyes.
Look at that.
Wait a minute, take it back. 1, 2, 3.
You couldn't do that anymore. Coronavirus. It's the coronavirus for Joe.
Did you walk up? Did you walk up to him on the apron and go hello before you sprayed him?
No, I didn't do. I did that myself. I just did that now.
Okay.
The tap is like trying to get his attention. Hello, come here.
AJ Nitro was the smarmiest, biggest cheater heel of all. Like, I wanted him to not ever win anything on his own. I wanted to be a jackass who cheated every single time I won.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where he goes to put you up in the nitrosizer, but I'm not seeing it.
I mean, it happens. Trust me. I just watched this match like the other day, and I'm like, oh, there's the part where Joe tried to. It's like really close to the end. It's probably in the last like 2 minutes of the match because we were like, shit. I remember it. So I remember Joe going, I'm like, nope, this isn't happening. He tries to pick me up, and I'm like, I like put myself down, and I can see Joe like, what the fuck? Oh, we do not need to show any of this because this is Joe's promo that we don't need to show. I was telling Joe about this the other day.
Why? What's wrong with this promo?
Oh yeah, don't.
He refers to us and he takes each of us individually and picks apart our sexual life, and it's not nice.
Oh, that sounds
uses,
like
but
I said something about the Hershey
yes.
something about the Hershey Highway.
He uses
You all go down the Hershey Highway.
Yes, he uses some words that aren't really good now.
They're no longer They're no longer considered PC.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it until I watched this. I'm like, this is so. Here's the difference. I swore. I think I swore more than anybody. But Joe swore, and Joe also liked to be vulgar. Imagine that. Joe was being vulgar in his promos. I could have never picked him for that. Oh, this is funny. They put the megaphone on my head during this promo at some point.
Yes, they do.
It's closer to the end because I'm like trying to be part of the Spirit Squad. I'm like, can I be part of the Spirit Squad?
That promo goes into the next portion because my clips are 28 minutes long, like the way it's broken up when I had to move them. Oh man, yes. All right, so we're gonna move on to the history, the fifth disc of the history.
You could have showed so the part where they put the megaphone on my head's in the next part, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
disc 5 of how many?
There was 5 discs of the history.
And an extras disc. So there's actually 6 discs. So.
Yes. And an extras.
And now you can own this exclusive 6-disc set for the low price of $69.95.
For free.
So I want to just put this out there to whoever's watching this at any point in time. This is like the first, like last week was the official first. Like this is the first time we've ever put this out there for anybody besides like friends and family to ever see. Like this has always been something like as
sacred.
Like in my house. In my house, I always put it on, like my kids are like, Dad, you got to put on the wrestling and show them this move. I'm like, okay. In my house, it's become kind of like, for me, a comedy thing because I can look back on and really laugh at myself about like just the really goofy stuff that we did, how goofy I looked in the ring because I was in terrible shape. I could not do a drop kick, and it's fucking drop kicks are hard to fucking do.
They are.
Yeah, they can't be.
So it was for me, it's become a comedy thing. So we decided as a group, as part of this podcast, we're like, we want people to be able to see this because we want people to get the enjoyment out of it that we got out of it when we were doing it and being able to go back and watch it and laugh at ourselves. And hopefully other people get that. So, for everybody that's watching this is a first of firsts.
I mean, I was perfectly fine with nobody ever seeing this. So.
And even the history of the CWA, I was unemployed, and you guys, it took me a lot. It's not like I did this in one day. So I put this whole thing together over probably a month.
Yes, I do remember. And that was another thing. Like, this was like for some of us, this was almost like a way to get away from life. Yes. When we were going through each of us at some point in time had something going on Yes, especially AJ. He went through some pretty shitty stuff, and this was like the escape for. So every one of us has our reason to do this, and some of us had it. This was a way to kind of escape from reality and like just have be stupid and have fun, like, and not have to worry about a damn thing except for the later on that day when we're like, oh my god, I can't move, like I'm stiff. Oh my god,
or for the whole week after.
I just always remember my wife going, I don't want to hear you cry about being in pain. I'm like, okay.
I know.
She has a point there. So.
Oh man. So yeah, the openings were very well done. And I think, Joe, you did all the editing for these.
No, I did the editing on the history of the CWA. Joe did the editing on the actual events.
Oh, so you put together all these clips in the beginning.
This isn't great here. Look at this.
Whoops. Here, fall down.
Yeah, Johnny Japan. Watch him. But this is funny. I watched this today.
Oh my god. Because he couldn't get it right on the first time. The flash didn't go off.
Brent Blade for his one-time appearance in CWA.
The Blade Runner. I like that move. I like the fact that he called it the Blade Runner.
Yeah, I did too.
It's just the unprettier, isn't it?
Running, but he
running
ran
and unprettier.
Oh, yeah.
This is so bad. This is what I mean. Like, I almost fucking fall.
Yes, here we go. Dusty style. Yes, here comes the chop of death, guys. This might be the greatest clip ever.
And the one great thing, I can look back and watch this. I had all my hair on the back of my head. Now I just have a missing, and it's a big bald spot.
And once again, this was not Pat's idea. This was my idea. So I'm not putting this on Pat. I told Pat, you got to do this.
I wasn't sure what he punched me in the throat. That's right. He forgot to take off. He forgot to take off the glove for the chop.
Yes.
Pat, what's funny is Pat looks menacing just because he's so freaking tall.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I think that's also, you know what? That's the only person who really kind of matched me for height was, actually two people did, Joe and Gravedigger.
Yeah, John. Yeah.
I don't really remember ever as thin. I mean, I guess me and Gravedigger faced off in that promo. I don't remember
what the fuck was this match with all of us.
That's a tables match from the last event, Joe.
But I don't ever remember being in the ring with Joe at the same time. So it was like,
here we go.
That's like
There's the promo.
That's like a way where you don't lose your intimidation. So,
guys, this promo with the Wallies and the Super Squad is fucking fabulous.
All right.
Turn up the volume.
Yeah, this needs volume because this is funny. Like, you got to listen to what Pat says in the beginning. I was like, what? And then my look. I did.
Well, you don't have to worry about the Wallies because we don't talk.
Threat tag team table match against the Wallies and the Centers.
We'll take them all.
Man, we better get ready for this. Woo! Woo! Man, I wish Bobby was my partner. I mean, no. I'm better than Bobby. Bobby, the work Wendy's. What the hell's wrong with him? Can't get the night off. But hey, listen, tag team title match. We got one. Woo! Here, let's get some stretching in here.
Oh yeah, there's.
Look at this innuendo.
That feels good. That's just the right
Spirito Squad! Johnny Japan!
He's Joey.
Did he take Joey's shirt?
Oh,
let's be honest.
Correct.
The costumes were great.
They were.
Yes.
They were awesome.
Yes, they were. Because you went to a store to get those done. I looked like the stripes because those were heat pressed.
It was a store in Slatington, Jeremy, by where you lived.
Oh yeah, I remember. That store doesn't exist anymore. Now it's down the road and somebody else.
We went all out for our Spirit Squad costumes. Thank God we did because we ended up using them at every goddamn event.
Yeah.
It's just the people in the group changed every pay-per-view.
All good.
He did.
He put all right, come here, Johnny. Help me stretch.
Markered it out in red. Put an N for Johnny.
That's good stuff. Oh, that's good.
It's like the early days of the
so
Dudley
good.
Boys.
So you should get that. Here, let me help you. Here, come here. Come here, like. Yeah, that's good stuff, right? That's good stuff. Great, good stuff.
Oh, here we go.
What the?
Pushing 5, 6, and 7.
Yes.
Sean.
Fucking show.
Oh, they're the tag team champions.
But in studio,
And if anybody's wondering, Joe's got the black mask on.
And Matt
Yeah,
has
you
the
can't
red
tell.
mask on.
Yeah.
This promo is so fucking good. Like it is.
Okay, no, they're terrible stretchers. They're terrible stretchers. But I can see it already. Our turn. Okay.
Here, I got one. Here. Oh, me out here. Come on.
Watch this. This one's bad. Look at me and Danny. Jesus fucking Joe.
You okay?
I'm hearing a lot of grunting and grinding and R. Kelly playing somewhere.
What'd you say, Pat?
I said I'm hearing a lot of grunting and grinding in this promo. Is R. Kelly playing somewhere?
Yeah, Bumpy Grinds in the background.
Dad.
I feel it right in here. Oh, that looks great.
Listen, you know what? Tag team tables match. 1, 2, all 3 of you better prepared to go through tables.
No problem. We got you. Because we're the super. He's not.
We're the Super Squad. Super Squad. Not Wally's. Super Squad. Not Johnny. Super Squad. Super Squad. Woo! Woo! What is he doing? What's he pulling out of his pocket? Please keep your pants on. Oh, he's pulling something. Oh. A pencil?
That is strength.
That's their ability. Listen, we got this.
The pencil
We have no
part.
problems with this.
No problems here.
Ah!
No problem.
Watch Sean fucking fold his pants up and give him a Joe.
I got you.
That's all.
I got my case.
What the hell is he doing?
Just let it keep going, guys, because the end of this is hilarious. Fucking Mike's about to come in, guys. Watch Jeremy crawling between his.
I forgot about the phone part, taking a picture.
Wait, hold on. What just happened?
Oh, I forgot about that part.
Here we go.
I heard you guys were having a bottomless party. Am I invited?
Bottomless party.
I gotta time this, man.
Jeremy.
Versus JMC.
Oh my god.
That shit was funny.
I think I was running the camera for that promo because I know I was there and I obviously
Oh
wasn't
my
on
God.
camera. I don't remember how I kept from blowing it because I was definitely laughing.
Oh my god. Like, how did we for a year, almost a year and a half? We did how many promos with the Wallies and they never talked? Like, how great is it when you can do a promo with guys that we don't ever talk?
Well, it just kind of further proves that pantomime is a very old form of comedy.
All right.
And everything still works when you do it right.
This is Pat's moment here. Here we go.
Oh man, I gotta wipe my eyes. I was
Yes.
laughing too hard.
That promo
Oh, that
is
was
fucking
funny.
fabulous, and we didn't script that promo either. We just kind of ran. That was another one. And you, by the way, real quick here, you can clearly tell Joe likes being a Wally just from that promo.
It was fun.
I remember when Joe came to me and he's like, "Matt, I want to be a Wally."
I want to be a Wally.
He didn't
Everybody
even,
wants
like-
to be a Wally.
It
You
wasn't
can't
like
join
he-
the NWO.
Yes.
Goddammit.
It wasn't like, and it wasn't like he was discreet about it. I just remember him being like, "Matt, I really want to be in the Wallies."
Everybody wants to have a mask on.
I wanted to do the lucha thing.
Yeah.
And then we
No,
turned.
I
it
know
in-
how much you love the luchador stuff. So
And then we turned the Wallies into the best storyline we actually had. So we ended up turning the Wallies into this, what we're about to see. It was the best storyline we had.
What is going on here now? I'm at a loss.
I have to go.
words.
I think I have to go pretty far into this though.
Yeah,
It
just
might
one.
be-
I mean, after this, they win the
Dude,
match
let's
right
imagine
after
now
the
this
table
match.
spot.
That's
So
A chop to the
There you go,
chest.
you punk.
Wally Six in the ring, unable to.
What is JMC doing? Wally 5 is prone on that table. Meanwhile, JMC's got Wally 6 in the ring here. He just out. Oh my God!
Jeez, I forgot about how
Wally's
that
out.
table spot was. Damn.
Wait, yes! They're both out. That's it. That's it. The dissenters have won.
Oh, that's right. Brent played Chuck Norris again.
pause it for a second, Jeremy. So there's a promo. There are multiple promos with JMC and Sean. There's a couple of them. And I knew what JMC was going to say, but I never knew what Sean was going to say. And there is actually one where he talks and he's like, I'm going to take their anal virginity.
Wow.
And Mike is looking at him like, what the fuck?
Mike's probably like, hey, that's what I want to do, damn it. Stop it.
No, that JMC's looking at Sean when he's saying like,
Oh,
what the
okay.
fuck is he saying?
Take their anal virginity. Good Lord.
You can probably still let it kind of run here. They were a really good tag team, so this was the kind of their reward for being a really cool tag team. I like the whole concept of the dissenters. Here we go. They're going to start.
Wait a minute, what are they doing?
This is Pat at his best.
Yeah, come on over here. They're trying to take the masks off. Wait a minute, what is going
Those
on?
glasses look awful familiar.
Those glasses look
Those
awful
glasses do
familiar.
look awful familiar.
What do you mean those glasses?
Who the hell are these guys?
Look, what do you mean those glasses?
Look, Wally Six has glasses in his hand.
Wait a minute, you're right though. Wait a minute, no. Those, wait, no, wait a minute. I think JMC's got that mask off. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh! It's Alexander Rowe!
You got beat up by the special announcer?
Wait a second.
By the special announcer.
Wait,
Yeah, he was special, all right.
It's Cowboy Wall! Wait a second. Wait, what is going on? Wally 7 then?
No, it was Wally Seven trying to cover up.
Wait a minute. Wally 5 is Cowboy Wall.
no.
Wally 6 is Alexander Rowe. Wait a minute. Wally 7. It's Joey the Stylist!
Joey the stylist. This is
What the heck?
Look, Alexander Rowe is trying to hide in a box.
You've got to be kidding me. These three hate each other. Have they been a tag team?
They're announcers!
They're announcers.
So you think we did?
Pat, keep
They're
going.
announcers.
Keep going, because Pat's like, I gotta go back and talk to these
What
guys.
is going on here? They didn't tell me any of this. Why didn't they tell me this?
This is
Like, did
unbelievable.
you know about this? You knew about this. I know you knew about this.
I did not know.
They thought they could beat us? We killed Jesus!
I don't know what. Yeah, but that's it. I'm going to the back. I gotta talk to them.
You can see Mike McCabe like,
I
wait,
can't
he
do
said
this.
that.
So I guess
Get Pat over to the back. He's really pissed.
I forgot Sean said that.
Wasn't that also because like I was in the next match, so it was a way to like get me off?
I mean,
Yeah.
probably. But this was the first match we did at that event. This was number one. Like, we did this match first. We used 5 tables in that match.
Oh, wow, really?
Because at this point, we just said, you know what? Tables are there to be broken.
Damn right. I think we used 13 tables total, I believe was the total.
Did we stopped we stopped like prepping them, didn't we? At a point,
We still took the thing around it because we didn't want
Right.
the Hardcore Holly thing to happen.
right? But like,
Yeah.
didn't like the first time we used the table, we kind of sort of sawed it in half.
Yes, me and Jeremy did that once. We were he speared me or I speared him in the corner, and the table actually broke before we used it, so we had to like kind of put it back together.
Yeah.
So,
But then we realized that they broke pretty easily, that we didn't need to like prep them.
Yeah,
so,
we just
yeah,
took the liner off on
Right,
the outside of the
but-
plastic and the metal around the bottom, so nobody
Yes.
got a screw or anything in their back by
yeah.
accident. So
that
You
was
know,
that was my
you know,
favorite thing with Pat. Like, I told Pat, I'm like, when we get unmasked, I want you to go fucking ape shit. So I'm like, I want you to be as pissed off as you've ever been in CWA, because Pat's whole thing was, I know everything. I'm supposed to know everything. So his reaction was fabulous to that. Like when he was just like, oh my God, what the hell's going on here?
And I had a history with all three of those. Like, you know, we had the match with Cowboy Wall, so we didn't like each other. There was, of course, the tension between.
You guys had the Survivor Series, the Deadly Elimination match, where you guys picked teams.
Between Mick Bischoff and Joey the Stylist. And I was supposed to be like Alexander Rowe's like protector.
And then he went. The funny thing was, Alexander Rowe's character came out of the closet, and then eventually he did for real. So I mean, I guess we were it was innuendo then.
The funniest. I mean, obviously we didn't really talk about Alexander Rowe yet, but you know, his gimmick, of course, was that he was supposed to be like a kind of a sort of like almost, I don't want to say mentally challenged, but just like kind of like overly.
No, every
challenge. He was just like
timid.
He was just like timid and forgetful and kind of stupid.
And
hello, this is Alexander Rowe, and this is my first interview.
Every interview was his first interview.
Yeah, and I think a couple times we finally had like whoever he was interviewing go, no, it's not. You've interviewed me before.
Well, I did. Because his first interview was with AJ Nitro, and then his second interview was also with AJ Nitro. And I'm like, no, this is your second interview because I autographed your hand, and it's still on his hand. He looks at his hand. He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Now you autographed his hand, man.
He's like, oh, yeah, my name's Alexander Rowe. This is my second interview.
And then, of course, like the next time he appears, he goes back to saying it's his first interview again.
Yeah.
And we ended up having Joey the Stylist corrupt him. That's what we ended up having. At the last event, at the pre-show, he got corrupted by Joey the Stylist, and he kind of went with Joey instead of Mick Bischoff then.
Oh. Oh man. So I want to freaking unbelievable. Oh man, I got nothing.
This is your match from the last event when you were defending your
and I thought
X Factor title.
And I thought this was cool because like it wasn't just your typical 4-way match where, you know, the winner takes all, you know, whoever gets the first pinfall. This was I don't know if they've actually ever done this in a wrestling event, but you had to pin everybody once.
Wow, we did new stuff. Like you did that. And me and Danny and Pat did a last man standing match with 3 people, which we've never really had seen that before either. It was always just 2 people. So
I mean, this would be a very long match if they did this in an actual event. But I thought it was a pretty cool concept, and that's and the fact that there was people in this that we haven't seen yet, like Rob T, who has the detailing business. He's in this. This is the only match that I have any footage from him in. I mean, I know he was in more than that. I think he did.
No, this was the only CWA match he ever was in.
This was only CWA. So that makes sense why I only have this match. So I thought it was cool to be able to highlight him. And of course, we're going to hear some inappropriate commentary from the living legend as Rob gets in the ring.
Rob has sweet entrance music though.
You never really know what you might know.
Oh well, just a second. We're going to talk about sweet entrance music.
The following.
We gotta play mine. My kids laugh at this all the time.
Hey, all the entrance music is copyrighted. We better be
for
careful.
the X Factor title.
Yes.
Whatever.
We did buy all this music at one point in time.
I think there's a little bit of irony that the opening match is an open challenge.
Now introducing.
All right, so I'm sorry, this match was second.
Legend, you said you're retired. That's right, but if you would challenge me, you would run.
Because they're always like, Dad, you don't know how to dance. Johnny Japan, of course.
Imagine that, Johnny Japan.
I might. I have to call my agent and go see you. Well, I just,
throw it in your face. It's on your shirt.
That would be such a good idea. Also for, our insurance companies.
That was one of the dumbest comments I ever made. I said something about the opening match being an open challenge. That was ironic. That was a really fucking dumb comment.
Also, despite the fact that Jay's character talked about throwing it in your face and stuff, he was actually a face.
Yeah,
He was
go
actually a
figure
good
that.
guy.
Go figure that.
Well, we needed more good guys. We had a plentiful amount of assholes. We needed more good guys. So,
Well, it's because everybody wanted to be a heel, basically. You know, it's like, he's a heel, motherfucker.
it's also because I don't know how to play a face, so I had to be heel
Right
with all my
back. Oh, wait a minute.
characters.
That's right. That was me.
He's
Oh,
the man with no
decision on my
face.
part.
Yeah, it was.
He looks so different now. It's insane to see.
Really?
Marcus.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's not that wafer thin kid anymore.
He's not that thin. I mean, he's not
it's
fat,
only-
but he's
right.
still on the thinner side. But you
He's
know,
only leopard thin.
he has like a beard, and
Okay.
you know, his hair is not as long and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Once again, the man with the hardest chops
Yes.
Oh yeah.
ever had anybody
Matchup
give
B.
me.
I'm okay with this. It's fine.
Like, I'm sure they're probably harder than Ric Flair's.
You can actually hear me. I just said I'm okay with this. This is fine because they fucking changed everything. This is one of those matches where stuff got changed.
That's right. Change it up on you, you bastard.
Oh.
Bring him out. Bring him out. Hey, Transformers, is there another one?
And the last opponent,
Transformers.
Roddy Rod.
Roddy Rod.
From UCW?
MVP! MVP!
It does not surprise me that he picked DMX because he loves DMX.
Legend, I'm the
I actually think that we were limited because he had to pick something from like my library probably.
Legends Wrestling School.
But I'm not surprised he picked DMX
No.
though.
Failed.
Yeah.
That's a great.
That is not true.
That's
That's
music.
a man like nobody's business. Legend.
Good luck
I'm just
to
not
all
gonna
of you,
even-
I say.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that. All right, so this is gonna be a four-way. So
But this, like, I had, it's going to be a four-way. Ooh.
Michael Mayhem locking up with Jay. Marcus Wright, Roddy Rob. Series of arm bars. Oh, a kick right to the face by Michael Mayhem.
kick
Wow,
right.
that was a real stiff kick. Oh, and Marcus Wright kicks out.
Look at that. I taught him that move.
Legend.
There's
something
Adam the
incredible
ref.
things that
There's
you
the
can't do.
regular referee.
Hey, just because I'm old and decrepit doesn't mean I still can't wrestle.
I thought this was a really cool match. Ref. Call for the ref to get him off.
Snap there by Michael Mayhem on Jay. Jay's not off to a good start here in his first ever title defense.
Yeah, he ain't throwing anything in anybody's face right now.
You know what we should have done for this is we should have
Hot start
found
by
the
Michael
ladder and have him be on the ladder to kind of be up and have the whole
Yeah,
the
because
whole ring.
he's walking the ring. A lot of times he was walking the ring, depending on how many people were up there. But because we didn't have a setup that they could sit and talk on mics and still get the audio into. So we were a little low tech doing this.
We are very low tech. What are you talking about? Come on now.
We improvised, man. We did what we did.
Yes.
Right, and let's be honest. I mean, should we have been going out and spending huge amounts of money on?
Oh hell no!
Equipment?
not the kind of money that would have costed.
The video camera was mine. I still have it.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I mean, I was making far less money then than I do now. So it's,
I mean, all of us probably were.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It looks like Sin's tutelage has paid off 1-2.
Sin's tutelage.
That was only a 2, in case you didn't hear that. Side headlock by Marcus and Robbie Rob.
That was my way of saying, hey,
Thanks.
keep go too.
Thank you, John Madden, McBishop.
Oh my lord, who invited you here?
Ass is always invited anywhere he wants to go.
That's right.
I have a special interest in this match. As that gentleman there in the blue, he has my title belt.
I was going to ask you, what is your special interest there?
Oh God! It just hurts listening
And Rob
to it.
still just shot. That's awesome.
That's one of Marcus's specialties, the chop.
Oh, and a suplex by Jay on Michael Mayhem.
Oh, I think I forgot that suplex.
We got
in my suplex montage.
He's a one-trick pony.
He's a one-trick pony. Look at this. Like he's gonna fall on his face right now. He doesn't even try it.
I just had to ask you here.
Oops!
What is Jay?
Almost tripped on him.
Call that.
Oh!
See this? Ronnie Rob here. Now this is an athlete here, Ronnie Rob. This is someone who deserves to hold a title belt. That's right. And you know what? I think I'm going to invite him to the Legend Wrestling Camp for a special session. You said that you already trained him, and now you say you're going to invite him for a special session? Another one.
The four-corner headbutt.
Open your ears and let the Legend Legend talk. That's right. That's right.
Of course, Danny's got to be calling out instructions the whole time. As
Well,
Danny and Josh both did
the
that.
countdown show, the Living Legend, didn't pick you to win your match a little bit later tonight. So are you sure you still want to have him talk? Living Legend.
I was afraid he wasn't going to fall there.
Well, his feet hit before his back did. That could have been.
So, Jeremy, can you go back to?
Yes. Oh, did he freeze? He froze.
And go down that suplex I told you.
You're breaking up and frozen there, Holmes.
Match. It's on disc 4.
What?
You froze up, so we didn't hear what you said.
Yeah.
If he goes back to disc 4, there's a match between the Wallies and the Dissenters. Mike and Danny actually do a suplex, not a snap suplex like the rest of you guys do. He actually holds them up there.
All right, let me see.
It's
if
like
I
a
can
legit
find...
suplex.
All right, give me a sec here. Let's see if I can find Dissenters.
That's also the debut of Wally 5. Or Wally 7. That's where I get eliminated. I roll under the ring and he rolls out. And Joe moonwalks after that match. So if you want some entertainment,
Yeah.
you can watch Theo.
I did my best intimidation of the moonwalk. Impersonation.
I mean, you did fine. I can't.
It was
dance for
intimidating
shit.
too.
I can't dance for shit, so I don't usually try. So.
All right, I'm trying. Oh, don't do that. I'm trying. I'm working on finding it here.
That match was kind of fun just because it was like me and Danny against the Dissenters, and then like at some point Danny and Sean are like fighting. Most of the match takes place back in the back at Bud's place. So, and Danny puts Sean in the room and turns the lights out. And Sean's like, ah! Like he's scared of the dark. Oh, this is the promo. Look at Danny trying to jump in Pat's leg.
Thank you.
You get out of here too.
I think you better leave before we have some problems.
Get the velvet again. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of their
Let Sean
shenanigans.
guys.
Their
This
fun
might
and
be the
games.
anal
We're not here
virginity
for
thing.
fun and games. We're here to win the titles. That's right. And since we're having a Falls Count Anywhere match, we're going to show them that we can beat them anytime, any place.
Here you go. Any last words?
Excuse me. We're getting to it. Stop interrupting us. I'm glad that the Wallies like to steal, because they will not be so surprised when I steal their anal virginity. We are going to make the falls count anywhere, including hell.
Including hell.
When we crucify them.
Pat says something funny here, guys.
Shut up, ugly. You don't matter.
You don't matter. Jeez.
Pat says something
I have
funny
a
here.
very, very, very bad feeling the Dissenters have been spending time at Legend's favorite dives. I think I have to go throw up. We'll see.
It's the opening bout of Extreme Justice, and it will be a
Josh's
Falls
best
Count
character.
Anywhere match scheduled
Quite possibly.
for
Lucha Thor. That's because Fat Matt couldn't be there at that one, so we had to do something.
So you said in this match, the suplex. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
There's Danny doing the Superman dance.
I had to explain that to my oldest daughter what that actually was. I said, "You don't know what the Superman is?" She goes, "Nope." I was like, "Yeah, that's not about the dance. That's something completely different."
It's not, yeah. It's in the early part of the match because eventually they go backstage and they're fighting backstage. So it's got to be in the first like 3 or 4 minutes. There was.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
it was.
It was really good.
They don't wrestle with Mexican
Oh, shit. That's legit.
Well, this is Falls Count
Yeah,
anyway. I
they,
didn't know it was supposed to be a tornado match, but I guess
I just love to see girls dancing to that song and be like, knowing they have no
5 is a
idea.
double accent of that. Whoa, JMC. Scott Wally 6 hoisted.
That was a legit suplex.
Devastating suplex.
No, that was good. Hesitation suplex.
Textbook maneuver there, and
That's very
JMC going
good.
for the cover. Here's the one.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, if you want to go to the end of the match and show off that the Wallies win, you can show Joe. There's Joe.
Oh, wait a minute.
Joe, come see there's Wally 7.
Who is that?
What
the? Another lights out.
Guys, this is not a good double stalker company here.
Who is
Danny
that?
and Joe are not on the same page for this one.
Wait a minute.
Well, they needed to be the same height for it too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Version 7.
Joe's Michael Jackson impression was fabulous.
What are you telling me? Are you telling me there's another Wally? Oh, man. As if 2 wasn't enough to have to contend with. What is this?
Oh, man. Yeah, you went to Missouri.
The blackout executed by the Wallies on Judas.
And Sean's got a broken neck.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Boy, after the match is over, though, those guys, like, Joe starts dancing with Danny.
Oh, man.
One time.
So let me
It was fun.
So we got a couple more things that we want to show. And there was one match. I gotta get to got my minute marker down here.
Jeremy, you can, I did go back and watch. It's embarrassing for me sometimes to watch my promos, but it is funny when I'm interviewing myself.
Yes, it was quite funny. I was like, what?
I actually believe that was your idea, Jeremy. I don't even think it was my own idea. I feel like that was your idea.
That's a possibility.
We are trying to come up with something unique to make the thing special because since the Empire was exploding, that promo is hilarious because all we do once all 3 of us are in there is we're like all trying to get in the camera. We're like, I'm pushing Pat out of the way. I'm like, you don't count. And then Danny's pushing me out of the way. He's like, fuck you. We're all just about ego. And I'm like, I want on the camera. Fuck you. Fuck you.
There was a lot of fucking going on. Oh yes, this was some Joey the Stylist commentary.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. I don't remember anything I said in any of my promos as Joey the Stylist. So let's see how this goes. But I'm sure something was vicious.
Okay.
Uh-oh. What Jeremy finds.
I'm going to try to fill time here. So
Yes. I think I said yes, I can finally lift my own penis. I forget. Somebody said something about working out my muscles. Like you were talking about my muscles. Some of the shit that we said, man, it's just not.
Yeah,
it's not right.
Anything that Mike Dawson said was probably inappropriate. Like 75% of the stuff he said was inappropriate, probably.
Yeah.
And Pat had to sit next to him and listen to all of it.
And, pretty much, I just went back to the old, Gorilla Monsoon catchphrase, Will you be serious?
That was funny. Sean had to bring out a piece of paper to remind himself how the match goes. like he's supposed to.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here,
man.
let me go back. That's funny because Danny calls for the ref.
Oh, and it's the last man standing match then.
Yeah. He's got a translation card.
Well, he was doing the PK5 shit during that match.
Yeah.
So I forgot that Pat and Danny did the Danger Dog off the ladder at the end of that match. So.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then I didn't do shit the last 3 minutes of that match, and then I won.
Let's
It was fabulous.
I get involved in this match at some point.
Well, yeah, you get involved because you don't give a shit about any of us. So you're like, fuck you, and fuck you. So
there we go.
Because we kicked you out of the Empire at the end of Extreme Justice. We're like, it's time to take out the trash. And Danny super kicked you.
Always kicking somebody out of a faction. Best thing to do.
He wants to hit some balls.
You don't have screen share on right now.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
We can't see any. You've been laughing and none of us can see anything, so we thought you were laughing at yourself, Jeremy.
Yeah, I was laughing at myself.
You effed up. You effed up.
So you couldn't even hear the commentary.
No, we couldn't hear shit,
Jesus.
Jeremy.
No.
Oh my god, I'm such an asshole. Screwed up on my one job. I screen sharing.
Team versus team, but I didn't want to display my elegance at the time.
Well, you guys lost, so back to the drawing board for you guys, I guess. You kind of lost the surprise.
It happens, I'll say.
Well, whatever. Let's get back to this match. I just want to let you know you didn't fool me. TK referee.
What the hell is he talking about?
Weren't you just paying attention, Slim?
I just got here first.
Oh.
This match
There was just a three-way tag team tables match, and the Wallies turned out to be. Wait, what is Slim Jim doing?
I think he wants to go play. He wants to play tennis.
I think he wants to go
hit
play.
some balls. I'm saying.
You said he wasn't allowed to get involved. What did he do?
He wants to play with some balls.
Oh! He can nail that after the tennis racket. He can nail that in danger too.
I am so smart.
Oh, this is
I always
ridiculous.
have a backup plan.
This is ridiculous.
I always have a backup
Who's
plan.
this?
Oh, wait a minute. Slim Jim just said AJ Nitro too. He was right. He wasn't going to help him win. He had all three of them.
all the floaters in the toilet when I take a dump.
Wow, tell us how you really feel. Slim, I'm glad to see that you haven't lost your, panache for words there.
That's
Panache.
Not
I got some
helping
panache.
You
for
did say that, and, I think you definitely swerved
Nice
that
ball
AJ
tap.
there.
Yes, I did tap him there. I don't know what I'm trying to do here.
If he's going to keep calling for you
Oh,
here.
Danny's going to super kick him.
Oh, my God, what a vicious super kick.
Well, guys, I have a manicure, so I'll see you later.
Joey, his teeth are
I'll be
taken out.
I have a manicure. That's nice, Joe.
Oh man.
That's awesome. Oh my god. So funny. All right. So the last thing that I have, and I will not forget to screen share this one. So I'm not laughing at myself. I'm waiting for you guys to why aren't you guys laughing at this shit?
Because it wasn't funny.
Oh my god. This is nuts. All right. Now I just got to get to the right spot. The right spot. This shit is freaking nuts too. Because this is still that match. That three-way match.
What is going on?
I forgot how long the match was.
No, you
Jeremy,
can't
and then
do
you
this.
said it wasn't.
Oh my God!
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Wow, we got a danger dog off the top of the ladder.
And I'm going to sneak up. I'm going to sneak up at 8 or 9
amazing.
and win the
That
match.
was incredible.
Killed each other.
And Sean doesn't
Where
even
is
see
AJ
me.
Nitro?
5. They're both dead. 6.
Sean's
Where
counting
is
too
AJ
fast.
Nitro?
6.
8.
But here's AJ. AJ's back in the ring.
PK 10.
PK10.
Wait a minute, is that it?
Did he just win?
I think
That piece of garbage just win.
AJ Nitro just won the match.
No.
He said
That is awful.
Screw him.
He's laying down the entire time.
Danny Danger and Ash
Screw him.
both
That was the whole
incapacitated
idea.
themselves. Meanwhile, AJ Nitro crawls back into the ring at literally the last second and has won the
That's
last
good.
man standing match.
This is a
And the winner of the
all
last man
travesty
standing,
of all wrestling.
Somebody beats me up. I think Danny's about to drop me.
Be my guest. I don't want to see trash out.
You do. I want to be back.
Wait a minute. What is it? Oh, the Danger Dog's on the outside by Danny Danger.
You Danny.
That's the last clip I had keyed up. I mean,
if
can't
you
think of
want
anything else.
Well, if you want to like go to the end of the match between Josh and Joe, you can at least go to the end of the match because that was kind of like the finality of it as we put the belt on Joe again. And so he's like the only person that won the CWA title twice. So that was like the finality. That was the last thing we agreed on was that Joe was going to have the belt at the end of the CWA like thing.
At the end. The match to end all matches.
So
End all.
Josh Thor had the belt, Danny had the belt, AJ had the belt, and Neo Vlad had the belt twice.
The ref did something right.
I don't know, but the story never really even came into play. Oh!
The Death Wish!
Death Wish.
Yes.
It was tough wrestling Josh because he stiffs, and we talked
He
about
wrestles
it.
stiff.
Yeah, and he just said, "Just goes, I'm gonna wrestle stiff." He said, "Just wrestle stiff back," and I was like, "All right."
That's why I'm like, whenever I'm in the match with Josh, I want Danny in there also.
And I was fine with it after that. Yeah, it is what it is.
I like your pants.
Like the chair never really came into play there.
Some army
The referee
fatigues.
thought that it did so. Neo Vlad.
As
There
long
was
as they
one
don't-
spot here where
Neo Vlad
I
is-
goofed up because I didn't do it the way Josh wanted to, and I was like, "Shit." He's like, "I don't worry about it."
You actually did the death. You actually did the Death Wish to me in the
And he
Iron
was
Man match.
replaying the
So I forgot
CWA
about
heavyweight
that.
title.
How many people want to kick
some
ass?
This is where another thing where they didn't tell me what they were doing.
Give me the microphone.
Pat almost was gonna beat me in this.
There's something wrong with today being the last show. I have a guaranteed title match with whoever the champion is. And right now, that is...
I must say, Joe is looking very trim there. You're very trim, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, Jeremy is hitting on you right now.
It's okay.
Is that Jeremy or Mike Dawson?
Well,
Are we
Joe and,
gonna hear-
Joe and I have both gone through our phases where we've been heavy and we've been trim. So
Are we going to hear Jeremy say CM Junk in the next 30 seconds?
No.
So I'm here to cash that in as my final match.
That's where we rolled Josh over and like signed it out his
You want to sign the
back.
match? Come here. I have a nice table for you.
This is
Perfect.
I got a nice
Okay,
table
there you
for
go.
you.
Sign the contract. There you go. Sign it. Come on.
Did Danny get
Are you
involved in
afraid
this
of me?
match earlier?
You
I
afraid of
don't
me?
remember.
Don't remember.
Thank you.
I can't remember
We
if
got
Danny tried
ass in the
to
ring.
Ring the bell.
get involved in
Defeating
this.
Josh Store. Josh Store can barely even stand.
Oh!
There's
Wait a
video.
minute! Wait a minute! We got it! Oh, we got the Death Wish on there!
That hurt because the way
I guess
Pat's arm was wrapped around my head, it was like on my face instead of
Joe's like,
and when he fell, it
Joe's like,
Punched you in the
Joe's
face.
like, Joe's like, fuck this, I'm doing the Death Wish to Josh and ass. I ain't doing the flag man than that.
I was too tired to even try to pick up Pat at that point.
From ass, but
I guess it was being worn out from the previous matches. Ass. He just
I don't know.
He was a worn out ass.
Take advantage of it, but Neo Vlad comes up with a victory
Joe has
here.
different music at this point.
Hey, it's good. It's
No. And at the beginning of it, we like put Danny saying envious, be envious of the one who is, or like we put Danny talking at the beginning of it. So it made Joe's music really cool then. So
Yeah, that's Disturbed though. That's good music.
So remember
Oh,
how
I did
hard
pick that.
that Jeremy one day came over and it took us a while to find our Dastardly Brothers music. It wasn't like it took 5 minutes. So
Yeah, because that was Mudvayne that we used for
Yes.
Dastardly Mudvayne.
So when I did the other disc, like the extras disc, like I talked about, like I showed a bunch of extra stuff, and during the course of that, and obviously this was 2000, probably 11. I'm gonna say maybe when I did the best of CWA, it's probably somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So during the course of that disc, I gave out a couple of my personal, like who I thought the top fives were at certain things. So I my list of the guys who were the best wrestlers was Danny, Josh, Pat, Ass Pat, and then you and right, Pat, and then you and Joe, Jeremy, and I actually said that you were the most improved person in the ring from start to finish. So like you went from really not knowing what was going on to being one of the better people we had. I did not give myself any credit in the ring because I was not good in the ring, and I never ever tried to say I was. So,
yeah. Well, for me, I tried, like when we got Danny and Josh and Marcus and those guys involved, and even and Pat, EB Pat, like I tried to learn from those guys and like understand. Okay, I'm not trained in any way, shape, or form. But I know I'm athletic enough and I have enough strength to be able to do certain things, so will this work? Does this work? And I tried things like doing a drop kick, which I could drop kick somebody in the penis, if I tried to drop kick somebody. That was as high as I could jump and get my feet out. So
penis.
Yes. as my young man, as my son likes to say, he was funny. I gotta tell you. So he's taking a bath today, and when I forget, I was rinsing out the wash rag before I got him, after I got him dried off and stuff. And he's sitting there doing something like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Did you see me do that?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." He's a 4-year-old boy who's very curious about his boy stuff. It's just really funny. Like, I don't know.
It happens.
I'm guessing your son probably went through that phase too, where he was like discovering his stuff. It freaks my wife out.
What are you doing? I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, but back to wrestling. Yeah, I just tried to learn from those guys and really understand like what I was capable of doing and what I was willing to try and do without like effing myself up or anybody else up in the process.
And then I did the people who I thought were the best promos, and obviously Danny was number one on that. And then I put Ass and me, and who else did I put on that one? The 3 Empire. That's the thing I was good at. I was good on the mic. So I was terrible when I was Triple H. And by the end, my promos were entertainment. I know they were because other people have told me. I can watch my promos and try to give myself credit. It's hard to watch yourself and say I was good at this. Yeah. It's hard. So, but Johnny Japan, he was another one that was really good on the mic. I mean, enough said.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then when I did the guys who I thought were the best characters, and I had the Wallies and AJ and Danny and Ass, and then I had either Clinically Insane or Jay, I believe was my. And when I asked my, and I don't know how many of you guys, but I've actually had several of my friends actually sit down and watch CWA. They've watched almost all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have
so,
not.
And I understand that my friends are partial to me. So I'm not trying. My friends, obviously, they're my friends. Mm-hmm. So when I asked them what characters they liked, Danny Danger was the first name out of both of their mouths. No surprise there. And then Ass, AJ Nitro, the Wallies, and Clinically Insane Incorporated were the people in Johnny Japan. Those were between the three people I asked who the characters were that they liked the best. That was the names that came out. I actually had one of my friends say they liked Joey the Stylist better than Neo Vlad even. so somebody really liked Joey the Stylist.
It's all good.
Well,
So
here's the one thing that I'll always say, and I know AJ always agrees with me on this, is out of anybody that could have done anything in Possible Wrestling, Darth Pat easily, without a doubt, could have been a play-by-play announcer.
And
There's just no doubt about it. Like, that is the one thing you could have.
My constant fuck-ups.
Well, you weren't doing it every day in, day out. You know, it's a little bit different when you're doing it all the time.
If we had done this 10 years earlier, I think Joe.
Well, yeah, from a wrestling aspect, yeah, Joe out of all of us definitely had the build and would have been able to learn the other stuff that would have been able to make him a viable wrestler.
And the best
10 years earlier.
The best, and this is other people. The best storyline we had was the Wallies. So every person that's watched it told me that's the one storyline that could have made it big time. Like, that could have worked on the big time stage, just the whole thing with the Wallies. So that was, I don't remember which one of the seven of us. I don't remember if it was three of us. I don't remember whose idea it was to do the Wallies, but that was fabulous. So, like, making them be those three announcers was genius. So, like I said, I don't think it was one person. I think it was multiple people putting ideas together. I don't recall who it was, but that was genius. Like, that whole storyline. We had a lot of good stuff, but the Wallies was a slow burn too. Like, the Wallies was a slow burn because we had Cowboy Walt not getting along with Joey the Stylist or Alexander Rowe. Every time we did a countdown show, they didn't like each other. So there was, like, stuff going on to make it seem like when Pat said, these guys hate each other. So there was a backstory to that whole thing. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, this happened once. Like, it was a backstory to it. So I was actually really good at everything but the wrestling. So I was good at, like, promos, and I was really good at all the behind the scenes stuff. That's where I was probably at my best, was behind the scenes with everything. So somebody has to do all that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun though. I had fun doing it overall.
We don't have the footage, and there's a reason why we don't have the footage. But the single greatest moment in CWA history involved Johnny Japan. And
yes,
I believe.
Oh God.
I believe Pat was 100% there.
Yep.
I believe
I was not.
Oh, Jeremy wasn't, but that means Joey the Stylist had to have been there. So 3 of the 4 of us were present for the infamous table segment or the countdown show. I believe it was at Extreme Justice. It could have been Deadly Elimination. It was one or the other. Where Johnny Japan walks into the segment only wearing the hardcore title and a jock strap.
Yeah. Even if I had that, I couldn't show that. We would probably get in trouble for that because pushing the limits of.
It was awesome.
It was
inappropriateness.
It was so awful that it was awesome. Like, it was, and I remember, because of where the camera was, I don't know what poor soul person had to run the camera for that. But when he walks off camera, you can see his ass. Like, you can see his ass and his balls hanging.
Great. It was great.
We didn't really know what was going to happen. Sean kind of sometimes just did what Sean did. Like Jeremy said,
he did his own shit, man. He just went with it.
Jeremy alluded to this last week. We gave Sean this character, and he took it and ran with it. We had nothing to do with any racial stuff, anything like that. That was all Sean. So we had nothing to do with that. I made a shirt for him. I gave him the old Orient Express music, and he took it and ran with it.
He wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He had fun with it.
And as much as
it's not like WWE where they say to Apollo Crews, like, you're gonna be Nigerian now.
Yeah.
And I liked playing all of my characters. I liked just about everybody's character that was on there. If I had to pick one character that I'll never forget, it's Johnny Japan. So, like, I can't fathom the stuff that happened. Like that promo a week ago when he was making fun of, like, I know none of it was scripted with him. He just winged it, and he was fucking nuts.
Yeah, he was. It was awesome though.
Yeah, Sean was a very good sport, and he was, out of all of us, I think he was more willing to just take stuff that he was like probably going to hurt for a long time from.
He wanted to do, guys. I'm sure you remember, as soon as I bring it up, that motherfucker wanted to do thumbtacks. So that
yes, I do remember
wanted
him
to
saying
do thumbtacks. So
I'm pretty sure we all kind of agreed, like, absolutely not.
Well, I was like, we're gonna have to disinfect every single one. Bud's not gonna be happy because Bud wanted no real bleeding.
Yeah, he really didn't.
Yeah.
If we could have done
that just wasn't going to happen.
If we could have done a steel cage match, Sean would have been all in.
I would have been into a steel cage match. I would have.
Same
I
here.
would have been too.
Because we could have had some fun with that. I'm sure.
Raise my hand on that one.
I'm sure we would have been injured.
A steel cage. Come on, guys. Steel cage match has Pat written all over it.
But we would have had to find a way to bring in the old blue steel cage. None of this freaking pansy ass freaking barbed wire, not barbed wire, but the freaking mesh netting that they use now. That's pansy. Like, let's bring in the blue steel cage because that looks like it actually would hurt like hell to run into.
I think everybody who's ever been inside the old solid blue steel cage said that it was absolutely brutal.
I bet you it was. Because
like
that's
the bars are like
steel
that
tubing.
thick, so yeah.
Yeah, steel tubing compared to steel fencing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, going back and like going back and like watching all of it, and it was fun. Like, it was so much fun. Like we all got to, in some way, shape, or form, all of us got to kind of live out a childhood dream. Not everybody gets to do that. So
yeah,
no, we did.
You know, it just, I mean, this doesn't necessarily have to do with wrestling per se, but it's kind of funny. Jeremy said, you know, I think Pat could have been play-by-play announcer, and thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I did at one point, like when I was younger, to say, yeah, I'd love to be, you know, like a sports announcer, but it was just one more of those many things where I figured that A, it was too far-fetched and like to actually, you know, ever be a reality. And B, something that it's like, well, how do you go to school for like broadcasting? And you know, like my parents would never let me do that, probably. So, yeah. But you know,
well,
come on, Pat, you're not. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, and it's one of those things. It's not an easy road. Like, that's full dedication, like 100%. Like, there is no, I think I want to do this. It's like, I'm fucking doing this, and this is the only thing I'm gonna freaking do. Like, any wrestler that's ever made it, that's like their thing. Like, this is all I'm gonna do. Like, there is no plan B. This is the only plan. Like, and if it doesn't work out, then you know, if something happens, but this is gonna work. Like, that's all it was. So
come on, after Hardcore Halloween, I thought for sure me and Jeremy were in for being announcers. Come on.
Oh, I got this shit down.
Well,
we were shoo-ins at that point.
I hate to tell you this, but you guys as announcers, well, kind of dropped the ball.
Oh, we were fucking awesomely horrible. That's what I'll say about me and Jeremy.
I could definitely ref like that. That would be something I could do. Because you don't have to be as tall as a wrestler, and you don't have to look like a wrestler. So I could easily be I could ref.
I mean,
I'm sure I would get mowed over a couple times because I'd be in the wrong spot at the wrong time. I'd be like, God damn it, get this rookie out of here.
I mean, Pat, that inadvertently ended up being one of the greatest lines in CWA history. So, like, whether Jeremy did it on purpose or not, or whatever happened, it was one of the greatest lines in top 5 greatest lines in CWA history, probably.
Yeah, well,
So,
it wasn't supposed to. Okay. So.
Yeah, when we were announcing that match, like I had me and AJ pretty much just said we're just gonna make fun of these guys the entire time, and that wasn't the right thing to do. But neither of us we really didn't want to call the match, but we're like, okay, who else is gonna do it at this time?
Right.
How are we gonna do it and just be ourselves?
It was like a lack of other options, kind of because I was in the match and Mike was in the match because he was doing Paul Bearer, and
if you go through the rest of the CWA, I think I announced the match one other time, and I think Jeremy was at the announce table as Slim Jim here and there, but I don't think we ever necessarily put Jeremy there saying you're announcing this whole match. He would show up at the table as Slim Jim to stick his 2 cents in, but
Well, yeah, because there was a time that I was there with Mike announcing a match. I think that's because Pat was in the match, so I think I was there like putting my 2 cents in, but it was not like to be the actual color commentator or the play-by-play commentator. It was just essentially to elaborate on Dawson's stuff. Those matches, if you just listen to where Dawson's announcing the match because Pat's in it, it's like it's missing something.
There's structure missing for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny because you're talking about you guys were just like you're saying, oh, we're just gonna go shit on this match and everything. All of a sudden in my head I'm hearing, God damn it, you're burying the fucking match. What the fuck are you doing?
That's exactly what we were doing.
Buried the match like you got buried that day.
What did you say?
I said buried the match like you got buried that day.
Hey, I came back.
Yes.
I mean, the entrances to that match might have been better than the match. So, like, we had the Druids carrying the casket and everything. So,
yeah.
Well, I mean, like I've said before many times over,
we just needed Pat as Hogan. We needed Pat as Hogan, and we needed Joe as the Undertaker. We needed those two in a match together, so that's why it happened, because they were good at playing the characters. So, like, Joe looked like the Undertaker for sure. Joe's costume was badass for the Undertaker. So
I thought the bellas looked great on me.
All right, I gotta.
So I think the best character Pat
That's
played.
fun making the outfits for the characters too.
The best character that Pat portrayed was Hogan. The best character that Joe portrayed was I'm gonna have to go with the Undertaker on that one. So
now when you say character, you're talking like real person.
Yeah, portrayed. I'm talking about guys we mimicked right now. The conversation will like.
So you're saying my Hogan was better than my Dude Love?
Yes, your Hogan was better than your Dude Love just because you sound just like Hogan.
Nothing beats
the Warrior.
Nothing beats the Warrior.
Warriors, gods have spoken to me last night. To take Mr. Hollywood and dismantle
I still have that jacket too.
him. He is not worthy of that.
Not a steroid as the Warrior was, but it worked.
Because
we had to have Joe not turn
I like the
around
silhouette from the light though, the shadow.
because you didn't want to put the paint on. So we're like, we got to do this with your back turned because you didn't want to put the paint on just for a 1 minute promo.
At this pay-per-view,
Yeah, it was better with the back anyway. Show off the jacket.
with Mr. Hollywood.
Well, I mean, the funniest thing in retrospect, then, of course, was that the Ultimate Warrior never wrestled.
Because
because the Ultimate Warrior got injured.
Yes, because Joe hurt his knee. So Hogan ended up wrestling shit. Superhero in training.
Yes, the Ultimate Warrior, I forget. I'm going to try to make it comment about from when he walked out in '96, but I couldn't think of anything clever.
So I think that the best character that Jeremy played was The Rock. I don't even think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about that personally. But
who else did Jeremy do?
Carlito.
I'd probably still go with The Rock.
And I think John Cena was the best character I played. So
I don't know. Your JBL was pretty fun.
No, but I caught a couple of really good promos when I was Cena, though. Like the promo where we're at Jeremy's house, Pat, and you're like, and it's like Jericho and The Rock and John Cena. And like I came in the middle of the promo. You're like that whole promo, Pat. You're like trying to keep a straight face. So you're just like trying to not break character.
Yeah, I was probably doing one of these. I was like,
because Jeremy
and the inside of my cheeks,
Yeah, Jeremy and Danny were going back and forth, and they kept stealing each other's catchphrases. And then I came in and said mean shit about both of them. So, and you're like trying to keep a straight face, and Danny's just like, after I like leave, he's like, it doesn't matter. Like. It took 8 takes to do that promo, guys. Danny messed up like 6 times. I think Jeremy messed up like twice, but it was mostly Danny botching that one.
I was trying to find the Dudesters
yes,
promo, but I couldn't.
The Dudesters promo is pretty good when he's just. It's probably in a countdown show, Jeremy. That's why.
Yeah.
So when he's like, the Dude Love promo was good, but it wasn't better than your Hogan, Pat. It just can't be better than your Hogan. Your brother.
A lot of brothers.
No trap doors or whatever are going to get in my way.
I'm not going to fall for any of your mind games, brother.
So, if
good stuff,
I would say that as much as I liked Jay, I actually think the Dastardly brother was Jeremy's best character that he played.
Jay was a tough character because I really.
You were a face too.
Yeah,
you were like a face.
I was a face, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was like it was kind of a cross between The Rock,
Mr. Kennedy,
and Mr. Kennedy, and so it wasn't really as much as I wanted it to be my own character. I was really taking pieces of other characters. I really wasn't. So that's why that was so hard with the Dastardly brother, Nate Dastardly. That was just easy because one, I didn't really have to talk, and if I did, I could say something crazy, and.
Yeah, true.
It was just an easier character to be. My favorite character to play was Slim Jim, though.
Yeah, okay. And I believe Joe, on another time with me talking with him, I actually think Joe said the Wallies was his favorite thing to do. What was your favorite character to play? I think Neovlad was your best character, but what was your favorite character to play?
I mean, the Walrus was kind of a short thing.
Yeah.
Kind of towards the end. That was fun to play. I mean, that was more comedy, so that was fun to play, but I was more serious about my Neo Vlad character because I wasn't really trying to mimic anybody or trying to take pieces from any current wrestler. I was just trying to do my own thing with it. Yeah, I just wanted that's kind of really how I wanted to do from start to finish is my own thing. So, I mean, definitely, yeah, I'd probably put Neo Vlad first, but Wally 7's right there. So I had fun doing that.
And then the East Coast Mafia, baby.
Yeah, they'll be thrown them.
And AJ was definitely my favorite character to play, but Jeremy actually said he liked Hardcore Hanson better. And my other friends all liked AJ Nitro. They loved AJ Nitro because I was such a loudmouthed asshole. So,
like I said, Hardcore Holly.
That's what he started out as, and then he morphed into Hardcore Hanson. So you're not wrong there.
But my thing with Hardcore Hanson, that character, is that I know you always say you're an asshole, but that character seemed like, I don't know, like I almost feel like that was truer to who you were or are.
Except I'm a lot smarter than that.
Well, yes, you are. I'm not saying you're not, but you played that character like so well. Like I don't know. Like I just thought you played that character very well.
It's cool, Jeremy, because
my
other friends also liked Hardcore Hanson, so they did. They were just like, wow, like, and he was just supposed to be a transitional champion to get the belt off of Jericho, and then he ended up being a character who wrestled at every event, and I had the Hardcore title like 2 or 3 times. So he morphed into something that he wasn't even supposed to be, and that's when it's good when you do something like that and it turns into something way better. Like Wally 5 was just supposed to be a singles wrestler, and then he morphed into Wally 6 and 7 and ended up being the best thing we had. So we had all these things where we started as one thing and then it morphed into something else, and it was usually better than what it started out as.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. Well, does anybody else have anything we add, or are we going to call this show a wrap? We're going to wrap it.
I'd like to call this show a show.
Okay, we can call the show a show too.
Do you guys remember like a match that you as an individual were in that was something you really enjoyed being in, or what was like, I know you guys don't remember every single match and every single thing, but is there a match you were in that you remember for each of you? I know, Pat, you didn't wrestle in as many matches as the rest of us, but was there a match that you remember being like, I really liked that match?
Well, honestly, the match where I did Dude Love was a lot of fun because I didn't have to take it seriously, and it was also just a chaos match. So
it was a chaos. It was 42 and a half minutes of chaos.
Yeah, so like, it didn't have to be good or anything. It was just basically like, hey, kind of, just go out and just kind of
Jeremy and my brother Ned both played 2 characters in that match. So not one, we had 2 people play 2 characters in that match.
Look back on that and you're like, that was way too long.
It was 42 minutes of us beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
You can imagine Jim Cornette reviewing that match. God damn! Fucking 42 minutes of this bullshit.
That's kind of what it was.
God damn, what the fuck do you think they're doing? It's fucking outlaw mud show, motherfuckers.
Dave Meltzer would have given it 6 stars because Sean was in it, so there was at least one Asian in it. So
yeah, you would have.
The match was a little too long, but I got to admit, because there was Japanese contingent in the match, this was definitely a 4.5 star match. Now, if it had been in the Tokyo Dome, we probably would have bumped it up to 5.5.
even I'm having fun making fun of Meltzer right now. So,
oh man,
what about you, Jeremy?
My favorite match was actually just the match between me and Marcus, like the match that me and Marcus had.
Okay, yeah.
I really enjoy because Marcus, like, and Snow, nothing against anybody else that I wrestled, and I just like I felt like him and I had a lot of chemistry, and like because he was more athletic too than some other people. Like he just, I don't know, that match felt really good. Like as I went back and watched that, I was like, oh, there was really good spots here and there, and there wasn't a lot of times where, like when I watched back the match that I had with Pat as ass, I constantly was bending down to talk to him, and it looked so awkward. I'm like, because we were trying to call it on the fly, and Marcus and I did that too, but I wasn't constantly picking him up. Like it was just something was different about it, and that's why that match felt better to me.
Joe?
Well, I'm gonna a little different route. I think my favorite spot that I did,
of course,
was taking the Swanton from Dan.
Okay.
What was that?
You froze briefly.
Oh, I froze briefly. Oh, the Swanton was my. Oh, okay. You heard me. Favorite match I was in. I don't know. I mean, the last match with Josh was good.
What the hell?
Freezing again?
Yeah.
Yes.
You take the opportunity to talk and not just laugh. And now it's like all fucked up.
Am I normal now? I mean, I know I'm a little off.
Yeah, it's
said
better now.
You like the match with Josh?
Well, I mean, the last match I had with Josh was good. But I don't know. Other matches, the one I had with Danny was good too. We were good in the ring for the most part. That would probably be one of those two.
I had a really good that kendo stick challenge match that me and Jeremy did was really good. So that was one of my favorites. I actually, despite the fact that we didn't get everything the way we wanted it to, I actually enjoyed the Iron Man match because we still did a 30-minute match with 3 guys. So yeah, that's not easy. That's not easy. We pulled off that, the vertical limits match, and even like the Money in the Bank match. We did some stuff that's not easy to pull off when you have that many people in the match. So
let me tell you, it's also not easy to call a 30-minute Iron Man match because, after about 15 minutes of looking at the same 3 guys, you really just want to see something else.
Right. Unless you're Mike.
Well, I mean, I think we said Mike is his own.
Mike, come on, guys.
Mike's in his own category.
That was a win for Mike. He got Joe and Danny, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad for Mike. So,
how many times can you see a girl shake their ass for 30 minutes before you just get bored?
Mike never shut up about Danny, so clearly,
yeah.
If it's too bad. I think it was on the extras disc too, Jeremy, that promo that we did down in Florida with me and Danny, where my fucking dad and my brother were in it. They pushed me in the pool. So
I forgot you guys did a promo down there.
Yeah, I think that promo might be on the extras disc. I don't remember. So is it? I don't think it's on disc 5, Jeremy.
Well, here's the good thing, fans. The CWA is never going anywhere. I have all the footage, and I can always load more up and randomly throw it in during our sports talk podcast.
That one was entertaining because we totally did that down, and my other members of my family were like, "Can I be in the promo? Can I be in the promo?"
I want to be on camera. I want my 15 seconds of fame.
Wasn't your mom in the background of that?
You can hear her talking to my nephew. Because he's in the pool, but my dad's sitting across the pool and he's sniffing his armpits and shit. And I think at one point he starts peeing. He turns around and he's peeing through the fence or something. So, and my brother comes in dressed up like AJ Nitro. He's like, "Man, AJ, last night that was awesome."
God, that's funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I'll load some more stuff up. It'll happen. And throughout our podcast on a weekly basis, we'll drop some more CWA stuff and intertwine it with our.
Now everybody knows what we're talking about, though, because we've made multiple references to it. Now everybody knows what the CWA entails.
And the best part about it is if people join the podcast in midstream because they weren't watching us from the beginning like they were supposed to, just start watching a brand new podcast that they had never heard of before. It'll always now be in the archive.
That's right. It'll always be there. It's never going away.
Yepper.
All right. So we're gonna call it a night. We want to thank everybody, really, really thank everybody for tuning in today. Tuning in whenever you watch this and watching us just flap our gums and be a bunch of bozos and stuff like that. But we hope you guys had a lot of entertainment for them the last 2 weeks, getting to watch a whole bunch of CWA, our wrestling, mimic characters, our own characters, all that stuff. We hope you enjoyed it. And, we will continue to show bits and pieces of that as, with all the content that we have as we go and just continue to talk about sports and all this other stuff that we love to talk about. So until next time, we want to say good morning, good afternoon, good night, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Peace out.